What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 38 of the best motherfucking podcast in the known universe. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones out there, but why the fuck would you even care to watch any of those? I mean, to be 100% honest, like, you know what I mean? Like,
True.
really? Like,
what?
Exactly.
In the whole universe.
Exactly. I mean, I know that this is what you guys wait for. Like, as soon as we end, I know that you guys sitting there just counting down the days. It's like Christmas for y'all, right? In chat. Like, I know, I literally in chat, I see you guys doing it. Like, Steven's literally messaged me after the podcast, like, podcast this week. I'm like, Steven, I just ended the fucking show, man. Like, we just had one. So, but no, we're back. It's episode number 38, glorious number 38. We're inching our way up to 50. We got to do something spectacular for 50, boys.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe we all do hot tub streams.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
Yeah.
Face reveal.
What? What'd you say?
What?
I'm saying it right now, man. Face reveal.
Face reveal.
Oh.
So wait, you reveal your face, and then we all go behind a picture, right? So
You guys turn off your cameras. I turn on mine.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
there you go.
Reverse face reveal.
Yeah. Maybe we can get banned 6 times before now in our 50th episode. Maybe that'll
You try.
Maybe that'll happen. That's impressive, honestly. That's impressive. I have to give it to her, man. That is impressive shit to get banned 6 times. It's not even 6 times in like a row, or like, it's 6 times in 2020, man. Like, that's once a month, essentially.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So she should get an award for that.
A permaban?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably will. Not gonna lie.
That's her reward.
That's fucking crazy. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Across all the chats, whether you are in my channel, Bill's channel, Scruffy's channel, or Enigma's channel, we are live. We do this every other Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch. And, if you miss it, or something happens or whatever else, you can't catch the episode, we upload them up to Spotify as well as to the YouTubers. You can hit exclamation mark podcast or exclamation mark show in all of the channels and be able to see that link and go grab that. Make sure you do, click that like button on YouTube, as well as make sure you follow us on Spotify. Pretty important shit.
We are all caught up to date on the YouTube side of things.
Yeah.
I just need to get my lazy ass on and update the
maybe
Spotify.
you should turn your hair ginger like Scruffy's doing, and then you can be more productive with life. So.
It's not ginger, bro. It's red.
Bro, if
like
you
lava.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's still
Lava.
ginger. You cinnamon-haired bastard. Anyway, well, like we said, we do it live. We engage with you guys on our channels. We pose questions, we interact with chat. And as this podcast has grown, so has the community, and we love having you guys here, and girls, all of the people and dogs and cats and whatever, species is listening to us.
Nice dog.
Maybe aliens out there are listening to us. I definitely thought Byte just said edging and not editing, which are 2 completely different things. So
we're talking about lawn care, right?
I also thought he was talking about edging.
We're talking about lawn care here, right?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
Always
sure.
remember to manscape.
Weed whacking and chilling.
Yeah.
Hashtag not an ad, by the way. But you know what? What hashtag might be an ad is, maybe if we all chip in and buy a $60 cereal.
I was about to say, man, like, I think we really need to go and contact those guys.
Oh my God.
And get a sponsorship.
What's that about?
Dude, so Plague Nemesis, one of our awesome content creators on the Pre-Patch team, I don't know, for whatever fucking dumbass reason, decided to spend fucking $60 on 6 boxes of cereal. That is $10 a box, right, of cereal from this company called...
What kind of cereal?
It's called Magic Spoon.
Okay.
Like all like the Instagram and like influencers or whatever else are talking about this shit. So he succumbed and fell victim to one of those. And Magic Spoon.
Oh, keto friendly.
It tastes like shit from what he said. Like
not just that, like $10 a box.
A box.
And he has 6 boxes of that.
6 boxes of this like
a
random
box,
fucking...
and it's not even like a big, it's like a basic bitch like bargain brand fucking 16-ounce box.
It's like It's like, you know how you get like, you go and there's Honey Nut Cheerios, right? And you get those. Or even better, there's like Frosted Flakes, right? And then like you go and then like you go, well, I guess Honey Nut Cheerios is the better one, but like there's Honey Nut Cheerios and you go down and you get like Honey Nut O's, right? And then you go down and then they just spell the whole word together and they forgot the N, so you get Ho-Yo's, right? And then there's this shit, which is like,
I don't know why. I'd fucking buy Ho-Yos.
you buy some Ho-Yo's and Booty-O's.
I'd fuck with some Ho-Yos, bro.
Yeah,
Yo,
I can get
so
on
is
with
this
that.
Like is this like the cereal equivalent of that like Final Mouse?
I think
they've
so.
been
Yeah.
advertising really
Yeah.
hard there
It's
for a
it's
while.
like it's like the name or the
It's
hipster.
really
the
Yeah.
hipster cereal.
from what
Maybe I
he's-
got to get on board with that.
I was about to say I am surprised that you haven't eaten any of it.
that from what he has said, he said it literally tastes like shit. And I mean, they've got like here's the problem, right? I mean, obviously, guys, just so you know, we don't have a lot to talk about because news has been a little.
So we're talking about cereal.
So we're talking about
so-
cereal. This is gonna be a fun podcast today.
It's about somebody in our community.
Yeah,
like that was originally what the podcast was for.
Yeah.
was to fucking highlight. You know,
And
the
now,
Peep
and
Patch
actually
podcast.
now that we do this,
Peep
right?
Patch
Now that we
team.
have the video and all that cool stuff, we'll be able to like bring people on and be able to do that kind of cool thing.
we should
yeah.
swap over and show that clip of him like trying to ASMR the cereal into his mic and then failing
Oh,
miserably
man.
because he forgot that he had his microphone.
Well, that and then he also had. So for me, I am a stickler, as you can see. Like I like my shit to be able to like properly read what this says. Like it says dead cells. It's facing the right way, right? So on his, he's showing this shit, and it's like, bro, I don't like. It's reverse for the love of
reversed,
Christ.
yeah.
Reverse the fucking camera, right? And so he did it, and then he doxed himself by showing his address off.
No.
I was like, this is just going
Ew.
terrible.
Oh, that's right. He had to delete that. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
he had to delete the VOD. And so yeah. So anyway, but Magic Spoon, I mean, I don't know. If you want to spend $60 on fucking cereal, go ahead. I can't see spending $60 on cereal. Like,
I'm good with my Ho-Yos.
I'll stick with my bran flakes.
dude,
That's my go-to cereal
Fucking
right there.
what the fuck?
Scruffy
man?
is-
There's something
Scruffy
wrong
is
with
old
you.
man
Do you put
cereal,
sugar
bro.
in your bran flakes at
I eat-
least?
I do a little
like
bit of
mini
sugar
wheats.
and craisins.
What the hell's a craisin?
He's gotta eat craisins too.
A dried cranberry. It's a raisin cranberry.
Did you get dropped?
He is
There's something wrong
legitimately
with
like
you.
the
I swear to
embodiment of
God,
like the
dude.
90-year-old man. Like, oh
You-
yeah, I'm getting them bread
you are
flakes
like-
with the
Well,
craisins.
it tastes so good. I don't even care what you guys say. Like I will go get some right
You're
now.
like
and I'll be
Benjamin
eating it on
fucking
the
Button.
podcast.
Jesus Christ. What kind of cereal do you like, Bill?
Mini wheat shredded.
Yeah.
mini wheat.
Okay. Question though is,
Mini Wheats is good.
do you put the sweet side down first, or do you put the frost or the sweet side up? Or
Like
do you
whenever I
care?
spoon it?
Yeah. Like whenever you know, like
I'll-
whenever you eat it. Like so for me, I am very particular, and I have to have the
I
sweet
want
side
the
down.
Sweet right on the tongue.
Yeah, sweet side down. You don't put sweet side down, you don't get that full flavor of what it is. So.
Specifically the maple mini wheats.
I haven't tried those.
Those are my shit.
I did see that they came out with like pumpkin, and I mean I love pumpkin, but I hate in October when everything has fucking pumpkin. It's literally like
my
pumpkin
gosh.
everything. It's
Pumpkin
Yeah,
spice.
these Final Mouse mice are like $190.
please
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah,
please-
those are the ones that were blessed by like Japanese or Chinese fucking monks to have greater accuracy.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll stick with
And a
my.
lightweight chat. It's like they're hollowed out for like lightweight and
Mhm.
accuracy.
Can we
No,
can we
see-
just really quickly talk about though, really just like off the hook, the fact that he puts milk in before his cereal.
I was gonna get to that. Like now,
Wait,
now the question is,
wait.
are you guys milk then cereal or cereal then milk?
No,
And there's only one
bro,
right
it's
answer.
cereal than milk, man.
Are you kidding me? No, milk then cereal is psychopathic
It is,
tendencies
man.
right there.
Like it's disturbing. I legitimately,
Yeah.
if
It's
you
like
put
the opposite of G Fuel.
yeah, if you put milk first, I 100% will check your closet and basement for people that you are skinning alive,
Yeah,
because that's the
100%.
only answer that can possibly come from that. Like
Yeah.
it because then the only next evolution from that is those fuckers that have the split bowl where they have the dry cereal and the milk and then they scoop it and scoop it. I'm like, y'all, there's something fucking wrong with y'all, man.
No.
Like I don't understand. So
That's like eating pizza with a fork. Like there's just things you don't do.
okay, I eat pizza with a fork. That's not.
Hey
That's
man, I eat pizza with a fork.
sometimes that shit's hot, and also too,
What?
man. Like it's good to get
I
that.
want
Like
to get that greasy shit on my fingers, man. Like what the
Are
fuck?
you-
the only type
are
of
you
pizza
kidding
that
me?
you don't really eat
That's
with a
how
fork.
you got to manhandle the pizza, bro.
No, dude, you got to get them big. Like if you get them big New York slices, absolutely, bro. You
Yeah,
fold
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit up.
Yeah, just
But,
fold it and
No.
that looked wrong.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
I'm,
Let's get a
I'm
replay
also-
of that really quick.
We need that like instant replay.
Oh my god.
I get this like
Oh.
microwave Totino's pizzas and I fold them up like a pizza quesadilla.
Ooh,
Those
yeah.
are so bad for you.
Oh yeah.
I know, but they
so
are
bad for you. And in the
They're so
microwave, it's
tasty,
even
dude.
worse. They just become like this blob of like, just I don't know, man.
Oh,
It's
no,
like Play-Doh.
Oven bake at 100%, but then fold it in half.
Oh, I thought you said you
Mhm.
microwave it.
Nah,
I know
didn't
people.
say
I know
how
people.
was
I know
cooking it.
people that microwave it. That's
I mean,
so bad.
if I'm in a pinch, I will, and then it's like a floppy noodle.
It's just
It
fucking
really
like,
is.
disgusting. Ugh.
Soggy.
Anyway.
You pretty much just drink it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
well, welcome to the show, guys. This is
Yeah.
episode number 3. This is what
Good
happens,
start.
Twitch, when you don't give us drama to talk about. This is where we go. This is the only thing we can talk about.
Just create our own drama.
Yeah, we create our own problems. So, anyway, yeah. So, obviously, we've played video games, right? We're gonna talk about the games that we have played and kind of show them off. So, let me make sure I can get
Let's
this.
do
I can get this
it.
going right again. We gotta. Oh dear God, I hope I have it right. All right, hold on. All right. Yeah, I did it right. All right, cool. Woo!
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, myself, and I don't know if Scruffy's gonna join in or whatever else, but I actually started playing a little bit more of Tarkov.
This shit blows my mind, by
This
the way.
this why does this blow your mind?
He got back into it.
No, the fact that there's so much hype around people losing all of their shit, like
Well, it's
you-
it's
you-
a trade. You lose all your stuff for a lot of new content.
I
pretty
guess,
much.
but
Is
it
it a
just,
lot of new content though?
like
This one,
these wipes and stuff.
This wipe's pretty big. This wipe's
Yeah,
real,
this
they
wipe's
did
been
a
one of
lot
the
of
bigger
new
ones.
stuff to this one.
I understand it's a good entry point for new players to get into the game, and for new players, I completely understand the hype and stuff. But for like the veterans that are like, "Oh yeah, fucking wipe day, let's go!" I don't get it. You just lost all the progress that you had over like the past 4 months. What's to be excited about?
I think it gives a good amount of replayability, though. I mean, let's be real. When you
It's
get to a
artificial
point,
replayability though.
it is
It's-
artificial. But I mean, you get to a point in these kinds of games where you just have everything,
Yeah.
and it's like, what do I do
Well-
now? Like, I mean, I can just keep going in and killing
Well, that's
people, and
on
that
the
is
Tarkov
fun.
Devs. Yeah,
But
that's on the
the
Tarkov
real-
devs to get more content in there and not
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, well, you guys want more Tarkov? Well, just fucking hit the reset button.
I mean,
Well,
Tar-
yeah,
it's-
but also
It seems
it
real
gives
lazy.
it gives you also that sense of gear fear again.
I don't know if
'cause-
I'd call it lazy. I don't think like well, especially this patch specifically, right? This
Yeah.
patch they did a
It
lot
would
of
be like an
new changes.
MMO doing a reset.
Like
of,
you're
this.
talking about
every
like
time a
the
new,
Burning
every
Crusade
time
or
a
like
new content came out, you
Classic?
have to go back up 1 through 70 and then do the content. It reminds me of that kind of stuff. Like the content that they're pushing out isn't enough to actually justify itself, so they have to reset you with the content being injected in.
I don't know. I mean, again,
I
I
understand
think
it does take a lot longer to get going than what Tarkov does. You can do in Tarkov in a month what would probably take you like 4 or 5 in an MMO, but still.
I think the biggest thing, the reason why they do these resets is because it keeps the like if it keeps the player base like refreshed and renewed. Like for instance, this video is actually taken before the wipe happened, and I'm going in with like a gun that they gave me and whatever else. And the problem is that like literally I stopped after this and waited for the wipe because going in it was almost kind of pointless because people were like kitted out, and as somebody coming back to the game, it was pretty much a situation of being like, fuck, why am I here? Like why am I playing? Because I'm just gonna get tapped and people are gonna have the best ammo, the best guns, and it becomes difficult. So with the reset, at least lets people go back and be like, okay, cool. Like, everybody's on an even playing field again, and we kind of get to get that experience.
I guess, man, but there's I mean, for what you're saying, like an older player that's coming back and you've already got gear kitted out, I can understand the frustration point there. And for new players coming in, I can understand like being on an even playing field with the vets and stuff. But there's got to be better ways of doing like that stuff. Like, I don't know what their queuing system is like or anything like that, but like lobby times are already ridiculously long as is.
Well, we actually fixed that too. Yeah. So they've so a couple things, right? So we don't stay on it too long, right? One of the things that they did do, the wipe came out and patch 12.11 came out Wednesday. And the big thing there, and I do recommend if you are going to get into Tarkov, around the wipe time is when to do it, whether you're going to do it right at wipe, whether you're going to do it a little bit after wipe. But that's the time to kind of jump in and really kind of get yourself acclimated and back into the game and kind of understanding what's happening. The cool thing about this is they added a lot of things. They added like this idea that like there's scav karma. So before you could go in as a PMC or a scav, and the scav was basically, the best way I can explain it is think about like in the Matrix, whenever the agents would take over a body, Agent Smith or whatever else would take over someone's body. That was basically, that's the same thing as a scav. You are taking on a role of an NPC character, and you're getting whatever loot they have. Well, what people were doing was they get into a scav and they just run in, and then they would just basically blow away anything that they saw. They would treat it like a PMC run, and there was no difference. It was basically just a free run. So now what they've done is they introduced this idea of what's called scav karma, and it is a situation where you are in the game, and if you are a scav and you kill another scav, you actually get negative karma, and that increases your scav timer weight. That you're not gonna be able to get reputation with Fence, which is one of the traders, and they have a system that's based around like if a player scav shoots another scav and you kill that player, then you get bonus karma, like you get bonus points. So it really introduces this idea of like playing together, which is good. They opened up some new areas. They increased the level for like getting into the flea market to help with the economy situation. And they opened up a lot of new areas in the maps, and introduced new bosses and things like that. But I mean, I don't know. All I'll say about it, right, is that myself and Scruff played a couple matches tonight before the podcast, and we both agreed like there is very few games, if any game, that we have played that have given us the feeling that the adrenaline rush that necessarily Tarkov gives.
Yeah,
it's one of those things of even if you get in there and you never shoot a single person, you still get in there and like that rush of
you're
like
still on edge.
Yeah,
you're at every moment you're still on edge.
Right, and one thing could change the whole entire outcome. Like, it could just be a situation where like you've got complete shit, you're running for your life, and then all of a sudden you find that loot, that one piece that's just like, oh fuck, I found this gear, oh, it's awesome, I got to get out, and it changes the whole thing. So
and you're shaking even more.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So but that was Tarkov.
Yeah, I get that feel on Tarkov. From what you just mentioned, though, that sounds like a bunch of ways of artificially extending the ceiling of the game. Like I don't like the scav karma system, like what you're talking about. I feel like that just is a way of slowing down players from getting loot and money and shit like that. And then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I think it was the scav system needed something because it was too easy to just take a free run and run with it. Because
I mean, I thought that was the whole point of a scav run.
No. The point of the scavs was actually originally is what it is right now, which is
PMCs.
Yeah, it's basically hunting PMCs. It was what people were using. They were cheesing it. They were using it to like get loot quickly. Like if you spawned in with a gun that you needed, you just got in and got out.
Gotcha. Okay. I was under the impression it was all just to like get loot and gear and stuff for your PMC.
No, it's supposed to be.
That's just what everyone used it for, and everyone, even like I did, like you just abuse that system.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, regardless, it still slows down what people ended up like metaing with scavs. So if that's what they want the system to be, that makes it that's a little bit more understanding, I suppose.
I mean, it's just it's a very different style game, right? It's not the typical shooter. And if you go in it with, not saying you are, but I'm just telling people, like, if you are going to try Tarkov, like, understand that this is not your Call of Duty, your Battlefields. This is not your Squad. This is a game that punishes you for a mistake that you'll make, and it punishes you over and over and over again until you kind of learn. But the moments that you do like get in there and you have a good run, that then you start to see that hook of why you want to keep running it. And there's multiple different maps and different things to do. And, you know, it's not cheap to get into. I mean, I think full price Enigma, what is it? It's like $45.
For the base, yeah, it's like 40, 44 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, this is a developer, what I will say, Battlestate Games is a developer that has stand on their own. It's not been injected by a bunch of other people or by another big company or anything like that. Like they're literally doing it all on their own. And I commend them for it, right? Like this is a genre that the shooter genre is is outplayed and overdone. And this is something that, you know, is very different than what you normally see. You know, and I commend them. I think that, you know, it's something I would rather see something like this than another fucking Call of Duty clone or another Battle Royale or something of that nature.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, so that's Tarkov. Yep. All right, moving on. That's not the run. This is the one. So sorry guys, I'm still a little rusty, but we're still getting it.
It's all good.
Fine.
So this game I did not stream. So we were watching a trailer for it because it was on my Switch, but I actually ended up picking up a Switch for my family. Me and the kids and everybody else wanted to I don't know. I enjoyed the Switch for like family stuff. I think it's great. So I started playing Mario Golf with them, and
It's
man,
amazing.
You've played it?
I've played previous Mario Golfs. I can only assume this one's just as good as those ones were.
So,
like Mario Golf is like up there with like Tiger Woods, like the Tiger Woods golf games. In my opinion, it's that good.
So what I'll say is like out of golf games that I would play, this would be the one I would want to play. Like because like you're right, Bill. It's one of these things where it's goofy enough, but at the same time takes itself serious enough to like. You have to like read grass terrains and read winds and things like that and whatever else. But it's still not one of those things where like, you know, my 11-year-old couldn't pick it up and play it. You know what I mean? Which is really nice. And so there you go. Like you have like this like super high-end targeting system if you want to use it.
Yeah, there's wind that affects things.
Yeah. The what I will say is that the game is fun if you play with a controller. This is dog shit. Motion controls in this I don't think are good. I don't like them.
Controller's so small, man.
Well, it's a lot of things like it's the way that they put where you're actually hitting buttons. So you can practice swing by holding down on the Joy-Con the left bumper, right? Or whatever the bumper is. So you hold that, right? But if you want to take the shot, you then have to hold one of the face buttons down and swing at the same time. But the problem is that it not only swings based on like your motion, it actually swings based on your height too and your rotation of the club. So it's not like the problem is that the Joy-Con just does not have this like, oh my God, super realistic style motion controls. So it's just not fun. And then when you play like the battle arena modes, where, you know, you're going after, you know, this mode right here, the battle rush mode or whatever else, like you've got all this stuff going on and you're literally having to like take the motion controls, flip it one way, rush, do your abilities, flip it back. Cause it's all about speed golf. It's all about like who can get the ball in first. And so like, you're just trying to do, it's just crazy. And it honest to God, it hurts. Like it hurts your hand doing it. So I really don't recommend playing on motion controls. And what sucks even more about it is that one person can't use motion and the other person use a controller. So you have to choose one or the other.
So like be an even playing field, my guy.
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, but like if I'm like literally playing I've not had a video
game. Controller to mouse and keyboard.
I've not. Yeah, but how many games do we have that lets people do that? I mean, there's plenty of people.
You're not supposed to, and there's a reason for it.
Right, everyone should be using mouse and keyboard. I mean, that's the only true answer. But the reality is that there are games that allow, you know, the cross functionality in play. But like I was in physical pain. Literally, I got out of the game and I was like, I can only play 2 games of this one mode because it hurt. Like it physically hurt my wrist. God
forbid you get Wii Fit or anything like that.
Oh my God, I don't. I mean, it's not like I can't imagine it. I hope Wii Fit's not like this, like with the motion control thing that you have to do because it is fucking like you're over here like curving your hands like this trying to fucking play the game. It's stupid. But all in all, I mean, the game is fun. I mean, it really is. Like, it's
yeah.
just a goofy, fun little time. You know, and we get in there and play, you know, battle golf, which is cool, where you're going in and like, yeah, you've got these things where you've got like, you know, you're shooting a bomb, you know, or you can hit like a chomp. I forgot what they're called.
Bomb.
I don't know, whatever all those things, stupid things are called. Goombas and all that shit.
Is the speed golf and the battle golf different things?
Yes. So
okay.
speed golf is about playing a regular course that you then are going and doing it as fast as you can. You have superpowers and special powers that you can use. Like Wario will boost through the air and then land on somebody or land in a spot. Yoshi will jump on his egg and roll with it and then kick it or whatever. But the whole objective there is basically to get to your ball first and, you know, get the hole completed first, and you score points based on that.
Dude, that me was golfing with Moltres.
I saw that.
So, yeah, so I mean, it's again, really fun. There's a lot of content, a lot of maps. There's an online functionality. It's $50 to get on the Switch. It's a lot of, I mean, it's fun. I think it's really good. They don't gate you behind anything. You know, you can play the you can play all the modes right off the bat. The only thing you can't do is you can't play the different maps. You have to unlock those. But they're not hard to unlock. So but yeah, I mean, it's Mario Kart but with golf. So, you know, it's fun time. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're gonna go to another one that was pretty crazy. I never thought I was gonna go play this again. I never thought it was gonna be a fucking thing, but my kid pestered the shit out of me and I finally broke down and did it. And I'm now officially playing Minecraft. So I will say that
you're playing that kitty game.
Is this on PC?
What's up?
Are you playing on Switch or PC?
No, I'm playing on PC. So I only choose to play modded. And I've very much fell down this rabbit hole of like modded Minecraft with like resource packs and fucking shaders.
It's almost like me and Scruffy have said this multiple times.
You're not my kid. Leave me alone. So
we've told you, man.
Yeah,
you can do a lot when it comes to mods and texture packs.
I think I've thrown my hat in that ring a few times too.
Yeah, man. It's
yeah. I mean, it's definitely.
You're getting your ass kicked by the zombie.
So what I'm playing here is actually what's called Project MMO or Power Down mod. I will say that they don't do a very dude, between Curse Forge, like getting shaders, getting all that stuff in. It is not the easiest fucking thing in the world to do. Like getting the mods is easy. Getting the shaders and resource packs fucking blows. Like you got to do Optifine here, do all of these. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, when it comes to like actual mod packs and then like having to do like Optifine and shaders, it can be kind of a hassle sometimes.
Yeah, but like what I'm showing here, and for anybody that's not viewing our live stream, what you would see is a basically complete modded out version of Minecraft, and on top of that, the resource pack that I'm using is what's called the Patrick pack. And that is makes everything look way more like realistic. So this is one that makes everything kind of look more real. I've actually since switched over to a Conquest pack, which gives it like a very like medieval times kind of look, with like Skyrim and stuff like that. But as you can tell, like there's a whole like thing that we're doing with this Project MMO, which gives you like
kick that villager out of his house, man.
Dude, whatever. I need that bed. So in any case, like what this does is allows you to treat it like an MMO, right? So there's dungeons, there's craft, you have to like get different skill levels in crafting, endurance, wood cutting, combat. You can't just go and basically just mine, a diamond right off the bat and like, start going. Like if you look up and find one. There is dragons, there's like new enemies, new mobs, all of that kind of good stuff. So I'm very impressed. I did not know that it went this deep. I also thought it was very difficult, and I'm also not the
literally told you.
God, shut up! Jesus Christ!
Multiple times.
I've also too like I don't like mods that much, man. Like mods are not my thing. I'm just not a big fan of like modding content, in my opinion. I get why to do it on Minecraft,
and yet here we are.
Yep, and yet here we are. You know, is this something that I would continue to do like on stream? I don't know. You know, I've also found myself as I've gotten, I guess, older, like I have enjoyed a lot more of just like the building aspect of like building blocks and building, you know, or building, you know, cool things. Like I went through and we built the house, and then I was like, I'm gonna upgrade all of this to cobblestone, and then I'm gonna like build like a fucking spot where like there's gonna be a lava, and then there's gonna be like, you know, I don't know, man. Like it's yeah. Like I was ever into Legos, but for whatever reason, this is starting to hit a thing for me, and I also could not stand basic Minecraft, like the style of the way it looked. So this has helped a lot, you know, change the way that the thing looks, because in my opinion, this is gorgeous. Like that is beautiful the way it looks. So
yeah, I'm jealous that you can do the RTX on stuff.
Well, it's not, so you can't do RTX unless you're in the Bedrock edition.
Version. Yeah.
Is this just regular?
This is Java.
Shaders?
Yeah, so this is Java with BSL shaders.
That's what we were telling you before. Is like with even without like the RTX on bullshit, like you can still make Minecraft look fucking amazing.
Yeah,
there's some crazy shit too. Like I was looking at different texture packs that were like changed everything to look like an alien world. You know, it was kind of nutty. Like I said, the one I landed on,
it's pretty fun, like seeing you delve into like this world of the modded stuff. Like it's neat.
It opens.
You're like a kid in a You're like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah,
and we're like, yes, welcome to the world.
Right. He's like the kid in the candy shop that's been sequestered from having candy for years, even though everybody else has told him, "Hey, man, you should really try that shop." He's like, "No, I fucking hate it. That's for kids."
So first off, okay, to be fair, the reason that I was turned off to Minecraft for a long time was because I would go in and I'd play and like, you know, call me a boomer, whatever it is, but like one of the things I'd get I would get in there, I'd be like, okay, what do we do? And they're just like, you mine. And I'm like, what do you mean we mine? Like,
you mine and you craft.
What do we do?
Yeah. Legitimately, like, in the fucking name of
and so then I would get going and I'm like, okay, cool. And like, so I would build this house, and then one of my kids would come by with a bucket of lava and be like, and just burn the shit down. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this game. I'm out. I'm done.
Fucking kids.
Okay, well that's not cool. Like, kids are griefers.
This is bullshit. You know, or then if we're gonna play legitimately, like I opened up like a regular world and was like, cool, I'm just gonna play like non-modded Minecraft and see how it is. And I'd get in there and I'm like, okay, cool. I got my house. Like I built like a little like 4x8 or whatever else. Like, hey, I'm like, hey, I crafted a copper sword. My son's like, yeah, I'm already at the Ender Dragon. I'm like, what? And I'm like, we've been playing for 10 minutes. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm already here. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm done. Like, this is boring. So,
yeah, you just gotta take it at your own pace, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, forget what everybody else is doing. Like, I'm on my own server. I get my own server with a couple of buddies of mine that are it's a modded Minecraft server, and they've gotten so far in the mod, and I'm just like, fuck it, dude. Like, I took like a week and a half building my house. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, same thing with our server.
What I will say that's crazy to me is that I fell down this resource rabbit hole, and I spent like probably a good 3 days, like literally just like looking at Minecraft resource packs and texture packs and shaders and trying different shit. But what blew me away was that inside that rabbit hole, I then found like this avenue canal, which all of you guys are gonna be like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, we've been telling you that. But like this whole like avenue that opened up where people were like creating like physics in Minecraft in the sense of like I'm talking like they were doing like things of like making machines inside of Minecraft. I'm like,
yeah,
what
the
mod? Fuck is this, bro?
They've literally made like actual computers inside of Minecraft.
Well, so then it like went even farther deeper down to find like this like university that's actually doing that like teaches class inside of Minecraft using like redstone and different mods together for that. Like
there's when the pandemic happened, Minecraft put forward this like giant map that they had like a conglomerate of map makers put together, and it's like a museum of natural history of the entire world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things where like, again, I don't know if it's something where I'll continue to stream it. It may be something where I just play on my own because it is something that's very relaxing and like you can just hop in and whatever. But maybe we'll see. Kind of where it goes. I will say that the mod that I'm playing on, unfortunately, I can't play with friends unless I pay for a server. There are, I know, servers that you can, get on for free. That's another world that I'm just not in. I don't understand it. Like, or not understand. I understand it, but I just don't get why some are free and some are not. So,
Well, the ones that aren't are like big, like they're
well,
high
like no, like
gigabyte, so they
like
take a lot
public
to.
servers.
you can
Yeah.
go and like
Yeah.
go to like Minehut or whatever else or Eternos and get servers that don't cost anything. But I mean, you're not gonna be able to host like
Yeah, but you're not-
But you're not going to be
gonna
able to run like a high
Yeah.
end mod on it because
You're never going to be able to run that mod
Yeah.
that you're running right now. Like it's just never going to happen. Like I have a mod that has like I think 800 mods altogether, and I have to like pay. I think it's like $39 a month for that thing
Holy
to even run
fuck.
the damn thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Minecraft that much. It's like,
No.
that's nope. So, but anyway, yeah, Minecraft. Now I know Scruff, you have actually been playing Minecraft, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I've been playing that Windcraft, that server that you actually turned me on to. And it's actually like really cool because it's again like your typical RPG, like MMORPG style like Minecraft. But what is really cool is they don't have any mods whatsoever. It's all plugins and script based. So
It's nuts, dude.
everything, yeah, like they've done it all just through like scripts on this server, and it's wild what they've done because they've added so much to it. Like you have tons of classes. I think I don't know, like 6 or something
8
like that.
8 classes
Eight
altogether.
classes, yeah. And each have their own like array of abilities that you can use. Like I'm playing on Archer here, and I'll use it sometimes, but like I have like a spam. It's like Hanzo's Storm Arrow, and it just goes like, just sends arrows, like a barrage of arrows out. And then I have like an escape one too, where I can just like boost myself back into the air. And it's crazy.
Pretty
And
dope.
each class has like all of their own abilities, and it's all through like plugins and whatnot. And I'm just like, that's nuts. And they also have their own resource packs, which makes the game look like 10 times cooler because it's not just like your typical like mine like craft textures and whatnot. They've actually like redone a lot of stuff. Um, and the whole world is huge and really detailed when it comes to like the building, because I don't know, I'm blanking on the name, but one person specifically, they hired like a professional builder, like a list of professional builders, and one of them's a YouTuber or whatever, and he does like crazy builds and whatnot. um Greer or something like that, I
Grian.
think. Grian, yeah. And then a bunch of other like really good builders as well, and they put together this entire world, and it's just like it's full of secrets. It's got dungeons. It's got
So it's not
like
procedurally generated. It's actually like a
No,
full
it's-
handcrafted world.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's
whole
a
crafted
handcrafted
world.
world,
Yeah, like
I
a
mean,
custom
it's
map.
it's an MMO. I mean, it's
Yeah.
an MMO for
fucking
all I know.
huge, man. Like the map is gigantic.
Yeah.
It really is, and they have their own like custom map on their website too that actually tracks where you're at and stuff, which is cool. We would have liked like a map in game, but like it's still really sweet to see it like the full perspective of everything on their website. So
Well, that was one of my biggest complaints. Is like they have all this shit. They have all these plugins and shit that make it so you can, you can have like 8 million people on the same server, and you can see them all and everything like that. But
yeah,
they can't get a plugin that gives you a fucking map that updates. Just,
yeah. I wonder why. I don't know. Maybe it's something
it's
like
just kind
out
of
of
weird to me. I'm like,
Yeah, because they've done a lot. I mean, it's impressive with how much they've done,
it
though.
is.
Like how many features they take from an actual MMO and put it into Minecraft. Like you have your crafting, you have all of your jobs, like your fishing, cooking, wood cutting, and all that sort of stuff. You have like dismantling like tools and whatnot to like get crafting resources. Um, to even having your own shops. Like, I think that's a paid feature though, or something
It
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
Haven't really looked into it, but like people have their own shops that you can go to and buy stuff from. So it's really cool, and a home system too that I haven't looked into yet either.
I looked into it last night actually.
Is it?
I went and bought a plot. You can have like your own your little section inside of
that's
big
cool.
cities that you can go into, and they give you a pretty fucking substantial piece of land that you can build on.
Oh, cool. And you can actually build, like, you're free to.
Yeah, you can free it's free Minecraft build. You have
Oh,
to
that's
buy
sweet.
blocks, which is a little weird. I thought that was kind of strange. I was curious why they went down that route, but I guess it's
Yeah,
just
I guess you
another
can't
money
really
sink.
get blocks anywhere else.
Well, it's like it's a money sink because you do get a lot of emeralds, right? Like
Yeah,
you and
yeah.
I were well, I mean we weren't
I
complaining
have
about
like
it,
a
but
stack and a half now of
yeah,
emerald
I've
blocks.
got like almost a stack of emerald blocks plus like
Yeah.
a few stacks of just straight emeralds that I need to turn into blocks. But like it's a pretty substantial piece of land. I would say it's probably like a decent 1,000 by 1,000 blocks.
Nice. That seems pretty cool. I have to probably buy a house maybe
And
tonight or something.
it's only like 725 like 725 emeralds, like roughly
Sweet.
somewhere around there.
Is it something
That's
where people
easy.
can visit your house and go see it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually visit people's houses. You can have people visit your house.
That's cool.
Hmm.
See, like they've done so much, and it's
It's
crazy.
crazy, man. We were talking about it the other night. I was playing it when the night that Scruffy was playing it with him.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Why the fuck have we been looking for like an MMO? Like this is like the MMO
It's
we've
been
been
right
looking
here
for."
in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I
Literally.
can tell you is that it gives me very high hopes for Hytale. Like, I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
I think Hytale, which I didn't know was owned by Riot. That was actually brought.
they just barely got purchased out. Yeah, by
Yeah.
Riot. They like a few like maybe a year or two ago, something like that. But yeah,
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think Hytale to me, I feel like this is a very in all intents and purposes, like because I'm playing it as well, like it's a very well thought out, like well put together thing. It feels cohesive. There's not something that feels like really left out. Except, dude, I can't deal with your fisheye though, man. That fucking like your FOV is like gives me a headache.
that
It's
FOV
the
is
only
the,
way I can play.
FOV that everybody plays with. You're the odd man out, bro.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
play like I cannot play with FOV
Quake
like
Pro
that.
is what everybody plays on.
Yeah.
Literally. You should see me now, dude. I upgraded my escape ability, and it makes me run like Sonic, and my vision just goes.
Yeah,
It goes behind me.
I can't. But the one thing that you don't do in this is you don't really do a lot of mining. Like you can, but it's not
No.
like your typical Minecraft mining.
It's a job in
Yeah.
this, and it's like you mine specific like nodes.
Yeah.
Ores
So
and nodes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Gotcha. So it's more like traditional MMO mining. where
MMO,
you
Yeah,
go to the
exactly.
it's you have
you go to
you
the
have a
resource
skill.
patch.
Yeah, you have a skill for mining. You have certain things that you can get
If
from mining.
you're familiar of like Minecraft like modes, this is on like an adventure mode, so you
Yeah.
can use ability or your all your tools and stuff, but you can't actually like break blocks or alter the map.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's cool and it's free. It doesn't cost you. I mean, you can get the VIP
Yeah.
mode, which I think gives you bonus class, like a couple extra classes or something like that.
Yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. It's only
Um,
like $5, and it gives you
Yeah.
2 other classes and some nice
Is
little
it
benefits.
$5 continuous or is it $5?
$5 permanent. Yeah, if you're a VIP, you buy it once. You have it forever.
Oh, okay, that's
So
cool.
the weird thing about those other classes, while I was looking into it, they like those classes don't actually give you anything. They're just visually different
Yeah.
from the other classes.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
that's
like
I
the
found
so
that
like
out
the
too.
shaman class is like another
Yeah,
version
like
of
the
that?
Sky Seer class that you get
Seer.
for it.
Yeah.
Legitimately, the only thing that changes is you have a different particle effect.
A new appearance,
Oh,
whatever.
well then what's the fucking point other than just looking different? That's it?
It's looking different from
Yeah,
the
just
regular.
looking different.
Looking different from the
Listen, dude.
normies.
Huh.
Skins,
Smite
bro.
has a whole business built around skins. So
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
people
tons of
like
games do.
But I will say
you
like
just jumped into a hole and now you're in a dungeon.
for $5
Yeah.
it's really not that bad of a deal. Like honestly.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
this is so lit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
this
it's-
is like the first dungeon you run into, and it's kind of simple, but it's still kind of cool how the dungeons work. It's you just go into like kill rooms pretty much, and you have to kill enough enemies and gather their they use like blocks or whatever, gather like 20 blocks, and you unlock the next room.
Did you go into the one dungeon that's like in it's
The
right off the
spiders?
it's right off the main city. And it's when you've got to go and like find that dude's brother.
With the egg in it.
And I don't even know if it's the one with the egg, but there's one where it literally like you find a key and then you open the key and then you drop down and there's
Yeah.
like or whatever else. Like there's stuff like that that's
Oh.
like a lot of people
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
It's the caustic sewers or whatever, the rusty
Yeah,
sewers.
that's like
or
the
Yeah.
very beginning thing, right?
Yeah, but there's
Yep.
there's a
Oh,
lot
there's
of,
that spam arrow that
But
the
there-
ability I was talking
there's a
about.
lot of things too in this that are like Scorpio was talking about that are secrets that like you don't like you don't ever have to experience, like you'll never experience, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you don't kind of look in all of the nooks and crannies. Like he shot himself yesterday up, or a couple days ago, up on this. Like he would be the only one to be able to get there. Like he with the archer, he shot himself up, and then like there was a chest sitting up here. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, there's a chest
And
here.
it's cool, you know, stuff like that. And also they have like actual like discovery areas. They're called like just discoveries. And I found out there is in each like zone an ultimate discovery, and the only way that you can go into that ultimate discovery is if you find every other discovery in that zone. Then
That's
it
cool.
unlocks the ultimate discovery. So that I thought was really cool because that, you know, kind of implies that you should discover more and look around and stuff.
And there's
Encourages.
they do a lot.
Encourages,
They do a
yeah.
lot with different armor and like abilities and weapon things like that, which I was actually really surprised with. Like I said, it is a fairly deep MMO experience, considering like most people would look at it and be like, "Oh, Roblox style MMO," like or whatever, like where they're they're not expecting it to be very very deep.
Yo,
And
Roblox isn't even on my radar, bro.
yeah, so this is actually a very very wide as I mean depth wise, we're not talking like Final Fantasy depths, right? But like it's definitely a good MMO. I mean, I don't it's free, like I said, or $5 if you want to do the VIP. So I was impressed. I mean, it's a cool experience, especially in the Minecraft world that's there. So yeah, that was that. Scruff, what else?
Good time.
You've been playing I think some Death Trash,
Death
right?
Trash. Yeah. And Death Trash is sweet, dude. This is just the demo too, and it came out with all the other demos during that what was that showcase?
The summer showcase for
Yeah, the summer
Steam.
like showcase for all the like new coming games. And this Death Trash preview just released, and if you don't know anything about it, it is a very like Fallout 1 style post-apocalyptic top-down 2D game, but this one's like action combat. You're not like turn-based or anything. And it's really cool and also kind of gross and like creepy because it's all about like
Who's
flesh.
making it?
What's that?
Who's the what's the
Who's
team?
Blah, 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 blah,
Have
let
they
me
done
check.
anything else?
I
Because it's kind
I
of giving me
think
like
so.
Carrion vibes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. A lot
Yeah,
like
it looks like Carrion, but I don't think it's definitely not Devolver. But it is really cool, and it's
Crafting
um
Legends is the developer and the publisher.
Who
have
is
they
it?
made anything else?
It doesn't look like it.
You said
No.
Crafting
Okay.
Legends.
Crafting Legends, yeah.
Oh. So what's the story? You're basically this little you crash land on this planet, and then like you're a
You
blob.
you don't I don't know. I don't think you crash land on the planet. I still was like putting it together. You're like you lived on this planet and you lived in like underground habitats that were run by like robots. Like you created like mankind created these robots a long time to like help mankind out survive like this not a plague but like an invasion of another species being this flesh. And like I don't even know how else to
Sentient
explain it.
flesh.
Sentient flesh. Like it's gross and weird, but like yeah, so the story behind you is you get this disease, and I think it has something to do with the flesh, and you get kicked out of your habitat. You can no longer live there. So you're sent out into the world pretty much to survive, and in like any Fallout game, you get kicked out of the bunker. You have to go explore the Mojave, anything like that, you know. And along the way, you're, you know, meeting people, doing quests and all the things, and there's a lot of interesting stuff too. Sometimes naked men will dance for you.
Huh. Interesting.
I
Yeah.
like the character creation too, where it does have that like Fallout like pick your perk path.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that because you can build it however you want, you know. And I always go down the route of like lock picking and charisma because I'm all about like getting as many options and stuff as I can. So that's what you have too. And this time around though, I actually went with a trait called occultism, and that actually allows you to be more in tone with the flesh. So
Gotcha.
you can do more stuff when it comes to the flesh, and it's
I'm always
kind of
in
weird.
tone with the flesh, bro.
Are
Just
you?
natural.
What's
So
that?
it's like Fallout meets Eldritch Horror is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Yo,
pretty much.
this looks like you guys ever play Crawl?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I've seen it. I
This
have
looks
it.
a this looks a lot like Crawl.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it.
So is
But
this like a roguelike? Is it
no, it's your typical story game.
okay, so there's
like-
no like dying rinse repeat kind
No,
of
there's no
thing.
dying. Like there might be a permadeath mode. But I think it's just like a story. You know, you have your saves and everything. It plays like a Fallout game. You know,
Okay.
you go through the
Oh
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how much is this is right now on Steam?
It is not showing.
Is it not for sale yet?
Not yet. You can't. Yeah, I don't think you can pre-order it yet.
Okay.
But it unlocks in 4 weeks.
Oh. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's interesting because like I'm trying to get to some stuff like where you're doing things. So like I saw in there where it said like empathy 1 of 2 sides. I'm just assuming just like any
That's
other
like your
role-playing game, like
charisma.
your okay.
yeah. So
and how,
like that's your charisma.
how does like
trait.
combat in this system? Did he just say fuck?
Yes.
How does charisma or not charisma? How does combat work in this game? I'm trying to find like a spot. Here we go. Where like
Yeah.
combat-
Skip ahead a little bit. It works like a action like combat style like any like what is that Guns and Gungeon and in the
in
Gungeon.
the
Enter the
Gungeon.
Gungeon.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
And
So
this looks exactly like Crawl too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you like this game, you would love Crawl.
yeah, I have that game. I need to play it. I don't know why I don't.
Yeah.
It's really fluent though. There's some things that like seem like it shouldn't hit though, but they do, and it's like, it's okay. But there's a lot of cool, and you have abilities too. Like you have this like psionic powers or whatever. Um, your first power though, your first ability is actually the ability to puke.
Yeah,
which is pretty
I saw
great.
you puked and you picked it back up. Is
You
that-
puke, you can pick it back up and then use it for things.
Oh my god.
Like I used my puke as a lubricant for a machine.
Whoa.
Don't no.
Yeah.
They make things for
So,
that. You can
They don't shy away from like the gore and the gross factors.
No, really, because I'm just seeing tentacles and fucking you know. You
Oh
just-
yeah.
So hold okay. I still need to wrap my head around this. I need to understand the story behind this. So the story behind this is that you are this person. Are you infested or like infected
You're infected and
by
you're
like
trying
these
to find a
crawling
cure.
things? Are you infected by
Yeah.
like these?
Well, that's kind of what you're figuring out. You're not sure what this like infestation is or like this disease that you have. You just know that you're getting worse, and like you meet a doctor or whatever, and he kind of just like hints like that this might lead to some weird things happening, like possibly mutations and stuff, and you're like, oh great, so that and there's no cure and that you know of, so that's kind of like you're going out trying to find the cure and whatever it is to save yourself or whatever.
Okay,
I
interesting.
like it.
And
I
what's
like it
yeah.
a lot.
it's called?
And I noticed it has local co-op, so I'm also intrigued to see if it might actually have co-op, which I don't know how it would
it'll
work.
have co-op over
Huh.
Steam. You'll be able to do the Steam.
The Steam co-op.
Steam
Oh, like the
co-op
Steam
local.
couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which is weird. Like, there's a lot of games that a lot of demos that came out this week during this entire thing that have like Steam co-op and like local co-op. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, this
It'd be
is
cool
This
if it
is
did have
a
co-op
theme
though.
or what.
this was what all E3 was games like this. This is what we saw
Yeah.
all of E3, which is not bad, right? There's nothing wrong necessarily with it. But I think what's interesting about this is, and what I want to see, and I'm interested to hear you play, because this is not like, if it's a roguelike, I'm all about it. Being a
Right.
story-based game, it's not my alley.
It looks like it's gonna be
Until
more
he
of a
tries
story-based
it,
game.
and then it's his favorite thing.
Right.
Like Minecraft.
Oh
Like
my
Minecraft.
god. But no, it's just I think because like but what I was gonna say is that because there's so many other games like Crawl that look like this, that like adapt to this, I'm interested to see what they do differently. In that, and I guess it like using that more like Fallout structure is something that's different than a lot of these games, because most of these games do go down this art style
Roguelike
and
and-
roguelike,
yeah.
or Souls style.
Yeah. So already the story alone sets it apart from most of those,
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
least.
So
If you want just a straight progression.
yeah, so it's it's definitely interesting for sure.
It's hard too. I mean, I was playing on the hardest difficulty, but it is actually like pretty difficult. You get like 3 shot when you're done.
So you see yourself picking this up as far as like an actual?
I do. Yeah. I would definitely be down to play this. Assuming it's, for a fair price. I don't think it's going to be a very long game. These kinds of games tend not to be.
I mean, so and it looks like you can play this kind of however you want. Like if you want to be able to kind of play sneakily, you can kind of
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
You
So,
you have your builds and whatever you want to do. You're free to do that.
huh.
So
Cool. No, it looks interesting. I mean, again, I think I always like seeing companies go down routes that are different, and not just your atypical. Because I mean, they could have easily to put this as just like made it beautiful and make it a first-person shooter and make it like everything that we've
Sure.
seen. I think going
Right.
down this route is definitely a very interesting. It's an interesting choice. So,
mhm.
how long
It's fun.
how long are you able to play the beta for or the demo? Is it as long as you want?
It like this, counting like this area I'm in right now, like being like one zone, there was like maybe 4. So it's not very long, but it gives you a good sense of like how the game feels. I wouldn't say it doesn't show you much more than to the game than like really the combat and like 2 quests, like 2 main quests. So I'm okay with that, but like I wish there was a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
Huh. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. You said it comes out in 4 weeks.
It says it unlocks in 4 weeks. I don't know if that means release date August 5th. So yeah.
Okay. So a little over a month. Cool.
Yep.
Well, Death Trash will be if you guys are interested take a look at it up on Steam.
Yep.
Mr. Enigma. You're up, buddy. You were playing
Ooh.
Rogue Book, I think is what no, Rogue Spirit, not Rogue Book. That's another Rogue game that came out.
Which one
Yeah,
are we
so
going with
yeah.
first?
What's up?
Said which one are we going with first? Rogue Spirit?
Yeah, did you play Rogue Book?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Rogue Spirit, it's a good time, man. Like I actually enjoyed it. It was another one of those demos that was on that summer games thing or whatever it was called. I downloaded quite a few. I downloaded that same one, the Scruffy just played. I just haven't gotten to playing it yet. But this is a good time, man. It's a roguelike, in that when you die you have to restart from everything. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like Dark Souls-esque, but it's definitely a good
This is
time.
up your alley.
It's definitely a good time, man.
Yeah.
I think Bill would like it quite a bit. I think that I think that you would like it quite a bit.
So
Sen.
from what I'm seeing, you're a ghost and you just turn into like a waifu.
Yeah,
that
so
was
it's no, it's got a very unique system to it. So you're a ghost, and basically the way that you do combat is you inhabit things that you killed.
oh, that's cool.
So once you've killed something,
That's
you'll
new.
see me pick this guy up here in a second. So you pop over to him, and now I'm a monk, and I have a completely different move set.
Now, are you
in
disguised to
comparison.
the other monks?
No, if
No.
everything wants to kill you no matter what.
Okay,
It doesn't
gotcha.
fucking matter.
Gotcha.
it's not like
Everything
Hitman
wants to kill you.
style.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's completely once you inhabit that, it's like they've got like spirit goggles and they can see your spirit penis, and they just know that you're automatically they need to beat your ass in.
Is that
And
is that a
then-
technical term? Spirit penis? Is that what they use?
Yep,
in the
yep.
game?
That's
That-
what they use it. It's spirit
that's-
penis. They can see your spirit penis
Huh.
power.
Sounds about
You know,
right.
it's
Yeah.
SPP. You know,
Weird.
for short.
Do the
Well,
bodies have durability, or is it?
They
just
do,
all
and that
your-
was what I was about to get to. Is like the cool thing about it is the reason why you want to continue to swap characters or swap bodies is every body has a fully randomly generated stat system. So they have like health.
Okay, that's cool.
They have like health, stamina, damage. Some of them have special damage types. Like you can get stuff that has like fire, ice. I think it's like cosmic damage or some shit like that. It's like a purple damage, and stuff like that. They have certain enemies that are like elites that you can take over that have like special skills that you can use on them as well. It's a fun time, man. Like I was vastly impressed with it. You can only do certain things in spirit form, and you can only do certain things in your physical form as well. As you guys just saw me right there. The only way you can get those little caches is if you're in spirit form. You can only see them in spirit form, and they have a shit ton of coins and a shit ton of gold, which
What
are
is
Can
both
you
used for.
can you choose when to jump in and out?
Yeah,
like
it's
at
just
will?
it's just a toggle. You hit T and it toggles you between spirit and physical form.
Can
What?
you get hit
So-
when you're in spirit form?
What's that?
Can you get hit when you're in spirit form?
You
or is it
can
like
get
you-
hit when you're in spirit form, but when you're in spirit form, they have like detection radiuses, and if you stay inside of that detection radius for too long, you'll be popped out of your spirit form and go into your physical form where they can attack you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha. Is there like a delay on going spirit form though?
No, As long as you're not seen, like as long as you're not within range of somebody,
Okay,
you can just pop between them.
that's what I was wondering. Like that, there's no way to like cheese the system and like,
No, no.
yeah,
Once you've been
okay,
spotted, you're fucked.
you have
You
to
have to
fight.
go and you have to fight until you've killed everything in the vicinity.
Dude,
Cool,
just Scorpion
good.
King,
So,
dude.
That's how it should be.
but they got a bunch of classes, man. Like this one, the one that you're seeing right now is like a kind of a rogue class or like a ninja class.
Yeah, the get over here.
Yeah, it's got like a little shuriken or whatever that you can throw out and pull people in. The dancer was the one that you saw me do previously, which has again like little shurikens that you can throw out, and then
Big
it
boy.
tethers between them, and then when you hit your right click button, it pulls them back, and they do damage as they come back as well.
What is this like
So
floating thing behind you?
that's what I was about to get to is like the coins and shit that you get while you're attacking things, you can use to upgrade certain like abilities and skills. And that right there is a companion or like a familiar that does like I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it does
Just
like
throwing the
a
fire
little,
down, yeah.
yeah, it does like a little AoE of fire that lays down, and then you can kind of kite people into it.
You
You
get
can up
different ones of those.
Yeah, you can upgrade those. You get different ones that do different things. I know that
Okay.
there's like a an ice one that lays down like an ice trap and shit. So
Huh.
it's pretty
That's cool.
fun, man. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was having a lot of fun with it. The maps are huge. I
Yeah.
don't know if we've seen me pull up the tab menu, but the map is fucking huge, and it's hard,
How
man.
easy is it to get lost through the maps? Because I'm not
Not
saying
that difficult. Like I said, they've
Okay.
got a map you can pull up with tab just at any time.
I think, I
And
think, I
and
guess
And
just
is this the only map that they had available for the demo?
it's randomly generated. So every time you go into here, it's a different map.
But like I
Gotcha.
meant
This like
are there
style,
any
like
yeah, are there any different
As
styles or
far as
biomes?
I've seen, this is the only one. I haven't ever gotten past this first map. I suck at these types of games, so I've gotten killed. I've gotten close to the end of one, but I usually get killed by the end of it because the further into the map you get, the more elites they throw at you,
right.
and they don't really give you a really great way of like regenerating your health other than jumping into new bodies. So it's like if even then they don't give you that much health when you jump into new bodies. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like you really need to know what you're doing when it comes to combat,
Yeah.
or
Gotcha. That's
have
neat
certain
though.
skills. Like they do have certain skills that are like vampiric touch that every time you do like a charge attack, you gain a little bit of a little bit of health, everything like that. What I just broke right there is like a little totem that when you break it, you get uh, a little thing that you can upgrade like passive skills, like your left click does 5% more damage, or you do 10%. They do 10% less damage to you every time you dodge, and it's a stacking thing every time you dodge. So
it definitely looks interesting. What it's called, Rogue Spirit.
Rogue Spirit, yeah, it's let me check this. It's Rogue Spirit. It's made by Kids with Sticks and published by 505 Games. So,
When is
and
Level 5
this
does
is
some stuff.
when's it coming out?
I'm not sure. I don't think they have an actual release date yet.
But and it's an unlimited demo right now.
Yeah, right now it's an unlimited demo. I don't know if it's the only like the demo that specific map is the only map that they have in the demo or not. But yeah, right now, as of right now, that's the only thing. It's coming out the 25th of August, planned
Okay.
release date. So
Nice.
Sure.
next
August is gonna be good for indie.
another roughly 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's a good time, man. I had a lot of fun with it. It's difficult. It is really hard. I think it'd give you challenge runners quite a bit of fun. So
It'll
Yeah.
definitely be something that's I'll put on my watch list and kind of see if it's
for sure,
Yeah.
it's if they continue with the development and like it's a fully randomly generated map every time, and you start seeing more like biomes and more progression, I think it'll be a good time. I can see it if it gets to the point where like this is the only map that they have, where that could be a little boring
Mhm.
after a while, but hopefully
Well,
they've taken that
it-
into
It'd
consideration.
be interesting if they incorporated like there's a game called Phantom Abyss that we saw
that.
during E3
Yeah.
and I've looked. It actually came out like that. They actually came out 1.0 because the community was just like, hey, if we give you enough like feedback on Instagram or Twitter, would you
Mhm.
guys go 1.0? And they were like, yeah. But the reason I bring it up is because it's described as a roguelike running games. But the thing about it is it's every single time you load in, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
which is impressive, and that only one person can defeat the world, and that's it. That'd be cool. I think if they implemented that into this, where it was like a speed running element to saying, hey, the person that beats this level, like they're super difficult, but if you beat the level, you're gonna be known as like the champion, or maybe like
Yeah.
whatever.
Like a
And
leaderboard or something like that. Whatnot.
yeah, and then it generates to another level. You know what I mean? Like that would be, I think, a cool kind of concept.
It's got an interesting system as well. Like it does have like a almost stealth system where if you want to and you don't want to fucking fight anything, like if you're good and you can kind of weave between those yellow irises or whatever you want to call them, the cones, you could just stealth between things and just completely ignore them and not fight.
And the benefit of basically
Um,
fighting is you just getting XP.
yeah, you get XP, you get coins, you get the
Eight coins.
little jade amulets as well. So.
Cool.
But it seems like the further, like again, like I said, the further into the map you get, the more enemies you get, the higher level the enemies are.
Oh yeah.
It becomes hard. It'll become hard to do like stealthing. Like towards the start, you can probably get past quite a few of them, but yeah, later
I
on,
worry
it's
you'd be
starting to
under
get tough.
leveled though.
Exactly.
For
Yeah.
later on. Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a boss at the end of it or not that you have to take on or whatnot. Because again, like I said, I've literally gotten to like the very last portion of the fucking map and gotten killed every fucking time. It's a rough game.
Mhm.
It gets rough.
So wait, you get killed because your character dies? Like the
I
body.
get killed because I suck at
No,
I suck at these types
but I'm
of
saying like
games.
the body that you inhabit, if that goes to 0, then you're dead. Is that kind
Yeah.
of the
Oh, well,
case?
if the body that you're in goes to 0, I'm pretty sure you're dead. I might be mixing it up with the other one, but I thought that there was a no, yeah. In this one you do, if your body completely gets destroyed, you get kicked out.
Okay.
In the next one, it's the other way around.
Okay. Bill, I'm actually gonna move to you because I gotta pull the usurper one and also to Red Solstice too. So Bill, I'm gonna go ahead and have you chat up about Mr.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Is this the
Yeah, yeah.
remake?
Yeah, so this is a Final Fantasy VII remake. This is the PS5 upgraded version.
Can I
And-
just say as well really quickly, like the fucking glasses, on point, bro.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
I thought you had eye surgery, dude. I was like, what's wrong with Bill's eyes? Why is he wearing glasses?
Oh no.
But no, they did a lot of really cool things with the PS5 version. They've added cutscenes. They completely like re-rendered stuff. They added ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
Dude, the first day that I was playing through it, I was just looking at every surface that had any kind of reflectiveness to it and just
Wait.
admiring it.
Like, ooh.
But
ah.
they updated like the character models and stuff too. Like the PS4 version, like it looked great, but it still had that kind of like anime-ish style look to people. They actually like filled like the faces and like the bodies and stuff. They're not as pointy. They added more like soft features and stuff, more realistic features. And yeah, it's really good. And I'm hoping to be able to finish it through all the way this time. I've never actually been able to finish through the Final Fantasy VII remake. Just because
I thought
either
you
I
beat
get
it.
sidetracked with something else or
Oh, I thought you had beaten
Uh,
it. I didn't know that you'd.
no, I have not finished it. Like I said, I either get sidetracked and like take a break from it, and then when I come back, I'm so not used to how the game plays and stuff that where I'm at is too difficult for me, and I get frustrated.
Dude, I was watching
Uh,
the part you were doing last night with the little hedgehog fucker guys. They were fucking
Yeah,
shit
the
up.
fucking bouncy boys.
Yeah, dude, they were fucking shit up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that this the remake does pretty well, and it kind of mimics like the old school style where you get used to like the mob setup where you have to like kind of go into it with a game plan in mind. And there's almost a trial and error aspect to it in some places where you go in like that was a hunt quest, so that was like a side boss.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're getting into there, you wouldn't know that, oh, he's gonna put a physical protection shield on all of the little guys, and you're gonna have to find a way to use magic on them because they basically stun lock you so that you're not able to use your magic. So you kind of got to kite them around with one character, then swap over to another. But yeah, it's really good. And what we're seeing right here for anybody that is not able to watch is the Reno fight in the church. It's pretty early in the game, but I don't know, man. I wanted to bring this up not just because the graphic overhaul is really good and they did add a new DLC that's completely like fresh story. I haven't gotten to that yet, but
That's
I'm
Inner
really
Grod,
excited.
right?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to that. But I'm really starting to notice like the way that Square Enix is wanting to move forward with their Final Fantasy games, at least like the non-MMO games. These live action system, every live action game that they've done recently is kind of playing off of each other. Final Fantasy 15 was kind of like setting up that basis for the combat system. This one implemented the like stagger bar system, and that stagger bar system is also being implemented in Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin in a different way. But they're really getting their niche, and I think it's super cool because it kind of, like I said, it mimics back to the old school in that all the games, like, they have very different mechanics to them, but they also all are kind of playing off the same basis. Like the old school turn-based stuff, they all had the active time battle system, they all had turn-based systems. Yes, they played with like nuances of those systems, but the ground layer was still there. These live action versions are doing the exact same thing with like the stamina systems, with
No.
the breaks, the way the combat is. This is way different than how 15 is, which is way different than Stranger of Paradise is, which from what I've seen is going to be way different from how Final Fantasy 16 is going to be. It's really cool, man.
Can
It's really
you-
cool how.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
I say, are you still able to play in that older style? Like, can you like? Do they give you the option of playing turn-based?
No, not really. So there is a classic mode, which whenever this game first came out, I fucking tore it apart for false advertising. They were advertising from the get-go that there's going to be a classic mode that's going to mimic the original gameplay stylings. All the classic mode does is makes it so that the characters auto attack on their own and puts you in charge of like their moves. So yes, the ATB bars are going to fill up. You're going to use the abilities on those ATB bars, but the game basically blocks attacks and plays for you in that intermittent while you're waiting for those bars to charge up.
Oh,
Which I
yeah,
think
that's not.
is
That's not. That's
Yeah,
not. I don't
think
like.
that's
That's not
fairly
cool.
lame. But I can understand it in the aspect where gaming journalists don't want to play their own games these days, so they had to put a mode in for the gaming journos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh.
I gotta
I
say,
just-
the best thing was the chocobo chicken or the chocobo chick.
Oh, Choka Chick? Yeah.
That was the best thing
Chick.
ever.
That's her name. Is Chick.
Choka Chick, yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
have not
Yeah.
seen this.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
It's a little flappy chocobo like chicklet that
A
has
summon,
like a big
right?
like
Yeah.
yeah, it has like big spiky hair like what Cloud does, and it has
Yeah.
it has like its own variants of like the base level, like fire, ice, thunder, air.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah,
the game
it's one of
looks
the summons.
pretty. I can definitely tell you from the time that playing, like watching you play the PS4 version to watching you play this, there is a huge overhaul in graphics.
Oh yeah,
a-
it's mind-boggling how much they were actually able to polish this game up. Like, this is a remaster. This is the way remasters should be. As far as like, if you're gonna overtune, like up your graphics to the next console, fucking commit to it. Like, go in hard, make it worth the people's time and effort and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
the best thing about it is if you own the PS4 version, it was a free upgrade. So
Now,
It's nice.
there was one.
and
that-
it's actually adding content, which is the wild thing. And like, yes, it's content just in the fact of like cutscenes and stuff, but it
he-
is still like
Did he-
bridging those gaps. It's filling in like plot holes in the story. It's a more complete experience.
Did he just grab her
free.
ass to keep her from falling off the fucking ledge?
No, she fell off a thing and a good.
He landed on a fart cloud. I don't know what these things are.
Oh,
They are a
Mess
new
of
addition to
fart
the plot. They
clouds.
weren't in the original Final Fantasy VII. They're basically like Dementors from Harry Potter, kinda. They're
Weird.
some sort of spirit that like tries to suck your life essence out. But they really like Aerith for some reason. They don't like anybody else besides Aerith.
of course.
Maybe
Haven't
she
figured
has
that
no
one out
soul.
yet.
She got
Maybe.
that good suck, bro.
Whoa.
Everybody likes
The
Aerith.
one thing that I'll say is like I hope that Square Enix doesn't fall into the same trap that like Ubisoft has fallen into with Assassin's Creed, where they literally just recycle and recycle and recycle.
So far, I haven't seen that. yes, live actiony games, it is easy to just rip the same engine from one game and put it into another game, but
I mean,
like I was saying
15
before,
was very different than this. I mean, 15 had the weapon swapping system and all this other kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It was, and you were
they
swapping.
all
Good.
they all play drastically different
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
what I'm seeing. So I can. They do have to play the line though. They do have to not get too comfortable with it. They still need to keep innovating.
That's
on
my
what they're
biggest
doing.
issue is like when it comes to like the recent stuff. Like, granted, I enjoy what they've been doing with the Assassin's Creed franchise with the more
Open world stuff.
yeah, the like the open world RPG systems. It's you can definitely see that it's just kind of a rehash of the same open world systems over and over again. It's the same thing that they've been doing for Assassin's Creed for ages now. But I just hope that
Yeah.
Square doesn't get too comfortable with it and they actually continue to push it because I'm actually looking forward to 16. Like,
Oh yeah.
granted,
16
I
looks
don't think that
great.
I will ever be able to play it for like a year because it'll probably be a fucking console exclusive. But
Bro, Cloud has apparently been doing some fucking pull ups because Homeboy is able to just monkey bar across
bro,
this damn thing with the
he legitimately
massive sword.
wields a sword that's like 3,000 pounds, dude. Like, what do you expect?
This
True.
is
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, I don't. As far as I see right now, Square is not showing any signs of getting complacent in that regard. This game, Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise, they're all taking very different strides in the live action, and they were that way with the turn-based system. All their turn-based games like had pretty different mechanics to them. So
This
I
looks
have
good,
faith
man.
in Square until I have a reason not to. Square's
Yeah.
not exactly the best company when it comes to like their third-party products, but their main
No
like
shit.
their main directed and produced IPs are top notch. And
I mean, they've done a
hope they
phenomenal
don't go
job with
away.
Marvel. Assholes.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because we were talking a little bit I think it was the first night that you were playing it about the fact that I had mentioned that I was looking forward to seeing if this actually came to PC, and apparently it is coming to PC at some point.
It will be, yeah. They
So I'm
are
kind of looking
waiting-
forward to that because like I remember playing Final Fantasy VII when it was just the 2D bullshit, right? And
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to that, man. Or the shitty 3D or whatever it was.
Yeah, the
Polygon.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really am nostalgic, so I like that style personally, but you know.
My cousin's the exact same way. The original Final Fantasy VII, I wasn't able to get through either. So
I mean, I'm not the one that will sit here and tell you that Final Fantasy VII, the original one, was the fucking best Final Fantasy of all time. It wasn't, in my opinion. I actually Final Fantasy.
as long as you don't say it's Final Fantasy VIII.
No, fuck no. Final Fantasy 3, 3 in my opinion is like the best Final Fantasy. The Japanese 3. Japanese 3.
Okay,
not
so our
our
final
4 or 5, I think. I think is what our.
Are you talking about the one with Kefka and
Yes.
Terra? And,
Yes.
Okay, that's Final Fantasy 6, and that is also my favorite. That's my favorite for best.
And then from there it goes like 9 and 10 are like really close. I really love 9 and 10 as well. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, so
You're both wrong because 14 is the best. Just
okay,
saying.
well, it's not a
True.
traditional Final Fantasy game, so you're wrong. Sorry, it's an MMO. It's different. But yeah, well, cool. I mean, so you're gonna play through this, and you're also gonna play through Intergrad. Is that kind of the or is Intergrad?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Intergrad
play
is out, right? Like it's officially
Yeah,
out.
I've got it. I've got it downloaded. I'm gonna play through the main story, and then I'm gonna go through and see what they're doing with Yuffie, because that's completely fresh new content that wasn't in the original. It was it's completely a fresh story.
Wait, is that the DLC?
Yeah, it's the DLC.
Oh,
Biggest,
okay.
Yuffie never showed up in the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. It wasn't until like partway through disc 2 that you actually found Yuffie, and she's a missable character. So
biggest issue I have with the 7 remake, they did my girl Tifa a dirty and gave her breast reduction.
She went from a triple D to a single D.
Bro, it's ridiculous, man.
And as far as the PC remake goes, it's looking like it's going to be a 2022 release. Square tends to do 16-month from like original launch. 16 months forward tends to be when the PC ports come out. They want to wait until these complete editions are finished.
They're probably gonna do me dirty and make it a fucking Epic exclusive though. So.
Who knows?
I doubt it. Like we were talking about it a little bit.
Nothing
I
else
highly
is-
doubt that Square is stupid enough to do an exclusive. But you never know.
They have no reason to.
Yeah, there's no reason
and
to.
They,
Yeah.
So.
And they haven't done Epic exclusive for any of the other ones, so it would be foolish. You're correct.
Yeah.
Bear with me, guys. I gotta find the usurper.
Usurper. Is that the game you were playing?
Yeah,
Enigma?
that's the other game that I was playing.
I'll have to find it this way. Okay. I'll find it as we're continuing to talk. But
that was what you were doing the entire
no,
time.
I am.
We were
I've
talking.
I've also got to get Red Solstice. Somehow I missed 2 of these games. I don't know how, but I missed 2.
Honestly, yeah, I
man.
forgot about Red Solstice too.
Red Solstice 2. So, but Red Solstice 2. Scruff, if you want to take it away, you're showcasing this one. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, Red Solstice 2, the best alien zombie swarm game to
Whoa, bro,
frickin' be.
that is
Um, No, it's a cool game though. You're pretty much like Space Marines, very similar to like the 40K like Marines. I don't know. There's a lot of 40K Marines I know, but like it's got that feel to it. But then it's also like got that XCOM feel too. It's what kind of game would you describe this as, Sin? Though, like it's
so I
it's
would
an action combat like shooter.
Top-down isometric shooter.
Yeah, that you load into like just
yeah. So it's
Tactical shooter.
it's like a
almost.
tactical. It's definitely not an action RPG. But
No.
it's like a tactical horde mode essentially, where you have objectives that you got to get completed, and then
yeah.
as you do that, you level up your character, and then you go in and as you level your character up, then you're able to buy more abilities and you get skill points, also that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
The crazy thing about this is that this shit goes sideways fast. Like
It goes 0 to 100 real fast.
yeah, so like you're what you're seeing right now is you're playing, and the cool thing is you can play up to 7 people, right? So you can have 7 buddies
eight,
online.
8 actually.
8, really?
Yeah, it's actually 8.
Oh, I didn't know it was 8. Well, that's
Yeah,
even crazier.
I was watching a stream last night. They were playing with 8 people. I was like, oh my gosh.
Which is nuts. But like, there's this big map overall that you spawn into, and essentially your job is to survive as long as you can, get objectives done, and then get out. But what you're
Yeah.
seeing is like on the map now is these things that are called it's the biome, but what are they
The
called?
biomass.
Biomass, that's
Biomass,
it.
yeah.
These
Yeah.
biomass that basically spread across the map. And they're these big, like giant egg looking like things that then spread out this biomass across the map. That like if you're in it, the horde will spawn, and infestation will just spawn on top of you
Yeah.
constantly. And
Just
you-
constant swarms, and the spread is nuts too.
yeah, it's
like
crazy. But they have like
we only got on top of it a few times, and other times like it would start in the middle and it would just spread out everywhere around you.
and there's like once it spreads to a point, there's no control. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can you have to just like get in and try to get out. But like it
Yeah.
progressively keeps getting harder and harder and harder through different waves. And we've figured out that you can do okay up to about wave 13.
Well, I would say 11 is where it starts getting like
Harry.
kind of iffy. Yeah.
But well, I don't even know if in this run we see one of the big things, but like they spawn a fucking massive fucking, I don't know. The only thing I know how to explain is a behemoth that takes up
Mhm.
legit the whole like half the map.
The
um,
whole like it's street like wide. it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's nuts. But like the cool thing about it is that there are elements to like in time in the world. Like you're going around, you're finding loot, you're going and like opening boxes, and getting different gear. You're able to upgrade your abilities, so it adds like this like the MOBA style kind of element to it. And then like you have like these blast doors that you have to go in and unlock and like blow open. And like you have different classes between like medic and engineer and or not engineer, but medic, demolition, heavy. Enigma plays like this heavy class with a fucking like auto turret on his shoulder, or whatever else. But like you
a
can
whole build tree too. Like
yeah,
you can have all these other skills and like build in different ways. So
yeah.
it's really cool.
It's a lot of fun, man. And like matches can be quick or they can be long. But like I have
Mhm.
yet to go into a match where I've just not had a good time. Like,
Yeah.
getting
Even if you die, like you die in such a gruesome way, and it's just like
yeah.
it's awesome.
And you'll see like different types of mutations. So there'll be like different enemies. So, like I think last night was the first time that we saw the big fucking like spawning invisible dog thing or
Yeah,
whatever else. Like I
dude.
had not seen that one, but like they just continue to throw these different mutations, and they're offering. I taught like I was reading up on the dev or whatever else, and they're talking about like rolling out like a whole bunch of new maps, a bunch of different classes, continuing to open up the skill tree even more.
That's what I was really hoping to hear.
Yeah, and like opening up the
Is there friendly
abilities.
fire?
There's
Y-
friendly
There's
fire.
friendly
yes,
damage,
if
not
you
like you can't shoot your
demolition.
teammates, but your explosives and
Oh,
skills.
you can, sir.
There,
If
Au
you have a rocket
contraire.
launcher,
you
the
have yeah,
explosions
No, there's
will
there's
kill you
there's
too.
higher tier stuff like the thumper gun, the heavy gets. Like if you get in the way of that, like it's not an explosive. It's just a one
Oh,
big
really?
gap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Because
then, okay, there is some.
this is reminding me of, I don't know if you guys have ever played Alien Swarm.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, what I was kind of saying.
It,
Alien
it has a
Swarm.
very Alien Swarm feel to it, but a lot more polished. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now there definitely has some bugs.
I was about to say I
It-
wouldn't say it's like polished,
it-
but
it's not polished, but
Definitely.
it's more open
Yeah.
and like it's got more features than
It's just
Alien
deeper.
Swarm.
Yeah.
It's a deeper game than Alien Swarm is.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of like there's still some connection bugs, and they are things like, well, they'll patch something and all of a sudden like you can't move your fucking abilities around.
Yeah.
Like there's but the thing about it is like it's a small-ish team. And now if they don't get them fixed soon, it will be a problem. They can't just ignore them. Because there's issues where like you'll drop loot and it like sometimes will drop through the floor. It's again very, very rare, but like
Mhm.
it is something that happens. But here's what I'll say. It's $27 right now on sale. It's 30 normally. It's a little bit of a steep price tag for the game itself, but I can tell you that just in the couple days that we have owned it, I have felt like we have gotten our $30.
I was gonna
out
say
of it.
I don't know. I think even at $30, you get enough content
This-
to make up
This
for
seems like a
$30.
$30 price just from what I'm seeing.
Well,
Between skirmish and between the
campaign is deep as fuck.
the
dude.
campaign, I think you get
Yeah.
you get a vast amount of that $30 back in
Yeah.
content.
I guess my thing is like if they don't fix the bugs, then it will be
Yeah.
like that's where my
Right.
issue comes into play
With
this.
anything, if they're not on top of the bugs and stuff, that's just that's not worth our time.
But like you'll
But-
have things where like you have to like side missions, go rescue like civilians, and they'll pop up, and all of that stuff is random. There's like each map
Yeah.
there's 5 total maps, I think, and the maps are fairly large-ish, in size, but there's a lot to do. Like again, I've not had a situation where we've gone in and I felt like, oh, we got to do this one again, kind of
Mhm.
situation. And a lot of different that's a great, oh, let me take it back. That's a perfect shot of like what these biomass looks like on here, and I'll pause it here real quick so you guys can kind of see it. But I may have gone back too far. But anyway, it's there's enough in there to do where like you feel like you're always doing something different, and even if you die quickly, like you're progressing, which is the awesome thing.
Yeah, you're always getting like levels and skill
points,
points,
yeah.
to
And there's
to
a-
further
oh, that-
progress your guy.
There's a lot of different builds. Like you can really kind of get in there and play with it. And there is some like sitting down and like trying to figure out like how do I want to put power core, because there are like things that just say like I can't have the best of every ability. Like I have to go in and say this ability takes this much power and I only have this much power. Now I can give myself a power core, but it's gonna take up 3 slots. So like, you're kind of min-maxing your build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's a
it's
That's,
balancing
that's,
act.
that's the balancing act with
Yeah.
my heavy build is like I can have that
Pause
little
coming up
turret.
here soon.
I can have that little turret up on my shoulder, but like that sucks up like half of my fucking power, which leaves me pretty much no power to regenerate my fucking missiles, right? So I have to turn off my shoulder-mounted cannon
There you go.
in order to regenerate my missiles.
Yeah. So like this, if you're in our chat, which is why you should be live. If you can't be live, you're able to see this like right here, all of those little red dots, that's the biomass spread. And each one of those alone takes anywhere between 2 to 3 rockets to be able to get through. And the more biomass that they're connected, the harder they are to kill.
Yeah.
So like in this run, we definitely let the biomass get a little out of control.
This,
Um,
it was a tough placement too, because it was just like dead center, so it was just spreading in every which direction.
Yeah.
That was the one that we set it at 5, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Man.
I'm seeing people in chat say, like comparing it to Halo Wars. Do you
Um,
think that's a fair
the
comparison?
I think the reason
I don't
you're
know.
saying you're comparing it to Halo Wars is because of the way that it looks in the Marines, like the art style. It's nothing like Halo Wars. Really because
Okay.
Halo Wars is RTS. Yeah, so like Luft is saying in chat, like stylistically, it looks a lot like Halo Wars because of the color tones and palette that they use. But
Halo Wars is more of a tactics type game.
yeah, this is not
So
like
This is a tactics type game too. I mean, this is
I
Yeah,
mean,
but-
like,
but that's a that's a game.
like a Final Fantasy Tactics that like that
yeah,
kind.
yeah, like the
Right. This is a tactics shooter, like
Mm.
tactical shooter.
Yeah, actually, this Chicken Boy is what StarCraft 3 is actually. This is the start of StarCraft 3. So this is actually going to kick off into StarCraft 3. Yeah. No, it's not StarCraft
That's
3.
dope.
But
I like it, man. Like you said,
it's fun.
it gives me that that XCOM vibe, only like real time XCOM.
Yeah.
Like actual.
Not-
That's all. That's one thing that I always hated about
Not getting
XCOM is
fucked
like.
by RNG.
Yeah. That's
Right.
one thing that I hated about XCOM is like it was always just like a very slow slog to me, you know. Plus the fact
You
that
got-
it has co-op too, so
yeah.
You got an 80% success chance on this shot, and if you don't make it, your squad wipes, and it
Still
misses
miss, yeah.
every time.
But like the other cool thing about this too that I really like is it just like you're not subjugated to being on your own or like or everybody being together. Like you like last night it was myself and one of our buddies Solid Light and Scruff were playing a match. And I was a demolition, so I had rocket launchers and stuff like that. Well, I was able to go off on my own a little bit and clear out some of the biomass while they're over there doing some missions. And so it's kind of like now it doesn't, I will tell you that it's very difficult to do that in split because like you can get cut off from your team and you can get fucked very quickly.
Also, it's risky because you don't want to screw your team over being a man down.
Right.
Because
And
it does scale.
And like if you die and you don't have a revive stick, which takes up 2 spots in your inventory, you're fucked. Like or you're dead. Like there's no dead. And
Yeah.
if you don't have a medic that can come and revive you, you're dead.
You're dead.
You know, so it's a lot of fun, man. It really is. Like if you are looking for a game to play with your buddies and play with your friends and you want something that is different, you know, this is it. It's a really great time, and I would love to be able to get like the pre-patch community playing and going. Right now, I think we've got
Can't even
almost.
imagine an 8-man squad, dude.
Yeah, I think right now we have around 5, maybe 6-ish.
No, Pork Chop picked it up.
Yeah, Pork Chop picked
Or
it up.
did he pick it? He was
Yeah,
talking
he
about
got
picking
it.
it up. I don't know if he
Pork,
did or
Pork
not.
Chop picked it up for sure. So.
Did he? Okay.
But yeah, I mean, medic in this is really much needed, for sure.
He loves his support class. So.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of ways to play support class in this.
Yeah. You can even
so-
be like an assault medic in this.
just don't get near me because I'll blow you up.
Yeah.
That happened.
Dude, there was this,
Me.
so one of the first things that ever happened in this game, me and Scruffy picked that we're playing, and there's these pipes in this specific map. There is a pipe on the ground, and then on the pipe there you open it up, and then all of a sudden like it starts shooting gas.
Yeah, it's a pipeline underneath the streets.
Right. So we didn't know that it was gonna blow shit up. So we were in the thick of it. I was like, just hit it, do it, whatever. So we blow it up, and we're standing in the street, and it's just a wave of fucking fire and just carnage. It just go boom, 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 boom,
I
down.
want you to see if you can find one. I don't know when we
Yeah.
do it though, but oh my
We
gosh,
did it
it's
towards the
amazing.
end of this,
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Honestly, it's my favorite part of this game. I kid you not. I love exploding the pipelines.
Yeah, it's a blast, literally a blast. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But here you go. Like this is where it's starting to get like hairy. Like you just got like shit. This is one of the big green guys. It's taking up the whole. Like, is this the? Yeah, this is one of them.
Yeah.
Like he's a big hulking thing. He takes up like half the fucking map.
I think we
Like-
get this guy in a pipeline.
Yeah. Like here's the pipeline. Here's the pipeline. I know.
Yes,
I know for
yes.
people that are listening, this is really hard. But like, and one of these things.
Picture it.
Wait, is this the one where it fucks up because I fucking freeze
this is
it?
the one where
Yes,
you
I
freeze
froze
me, and then I don't have
everybody.
energy to blow it up.
So like this is the kind of shit that happens. Like yeah. So anyway, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of stuff that ensues, but it's a fun time. It's really really great.
Looks
Yeah, it
great.
is.
Yeah. Okay, now moving over to Usurper, right?
Yeah.
Enigma. I think
Usurper.
that's yeah. So
Usurper Soulbound.
what is
So
this?
it's another game that's kind of like the last one that we talked about, right? Like the Rogue Spirit and the Usurper Soulbound kind of have the same base gameplay, I guess is what you could call it. They're both kind of roguelike. They're both kind of Soulsborne games. This one I would say it's more of a Soulsborne. They're Souls-like in the aspects of like you have the dodge and the block and the parry and everything like that. And this one's kind of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly for what I had to play of it. Like the problem with this one is they only allowed you to play 10 minutes of the demo, which fucking
Wait,
listen.
what?
Like it's a timed demo.
It's
like
a
you
it's a
get
time
10
demo. Yeah,
Wow.
you
Oh,
only get
fuck
10
that shit,
minutes
dude.
inside of the actual game. So listen, I'm just gonna say it right now. If there's any developers listening right now, which I doubt there is, but if there is, don't fucking time gate your demos. Like I get what you guys are going for. You don't want to give people too much, right? But do what what Rogue Spirit did, and just give a map. Like don't ever time gate something like that, because the thing that pissed me off was like just as I was getting into the game,
Yeah, you
it
getting
kicked
out the
me out.
tutorial.
Yeah.
And then you're already done.
Especially
The
because Enigma has
only-
died twice. Oh no!
Yeah,
there you go.
it's rough, man. I was trying to show off to a buddy of mine. He was like, "Hey, you need to parry this shit. Like, show me what the parry looks like." I suck at parrying, like 100% suck at parrying, and I died like 6 times on this. I am not a
Yes.
Soulsborne player. I will say that straight up off the bat. I do not play Souls-like games. So
This is definitely out of your element
do
for
with
sure.
do with that what you will. But I enjoyed this. The one thing that this one does a little bit differently from Soulsborne games is further into the demo. If you want to skip forward a little bit, you'll towards
Only
like
a few minutes,
I'm
though,
actually when I'm actually
because
in the demo or when I'm
10
actually in the
minutes.
Not
dungeon.
the
Yeah,
easiest thing to do on fucking Twitch.
the whole like driving force of this game is just like Rogue Spirit. You get into a dungeon and you're like this spiritual being, right? That uses this specific like it's called the Usurper's Dagger. And you hit people with the Usurper's Dagger to get Usurper points, which then the more Usurper points you have, the bigger enemies you can possess. So it's kind of got like this weird Shadow of Mordor type deal going on where like you physically attack things,
Hey.
and after a certain point you can like smack them and take over the body of whatever you were just attacking. So it's a good time, man. I had a lot of fun with it. It's got the basis of a good game. I just wish that they gave you more time with it.
The only game series or for like that I've seen that's done time gated demos well is the Resident Evils.
Yeah.
And even then, I would rather they not time gate them at all.
That's
but
the same with me. It's like I said, like legitimately, I was struggling with this intro for I would say a solid like 20 minutes, and then I got into the actual dungeon and I had like 10 minutes left.
At
in
least
the
Yeah.
with
entire
those,
thing.
I can understand it because they're kind of wanting to put that like pressure on the player so that it
Yeah.
like heightens the demo experience. With a horror game, you can get away with it, but with any kind of like action RPG where you got to learn the mechanics and like it's more nuanced than just aim for the head.
Right.
Well, and plus the fact that like once, like I said, skip forward a little bit to where we're in the actual dungeon, because once you're in the actual dungeon, it's not just like an open dungeon where you can just go wherever the fuck you want to, right? You actually have to physically open up sections of that dungeon, right? So like you'll find a section of the dungeon, you'll open the gate to it, and then you have to go in there, explore that to find the gate for the next portion of the dungeon
Mm-hmm.
to progress forward in the dungeon.
Gotcha.
Right,
So
and
it's a slow progressing game.
it is a very
as
slow
is.
progressing game. Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So like my base level Usurper is just like this tiny little dude with a broken fucking sword, and you have to like fight these things, and in order to upgrade, you have to get him down to a certain point in
Wait,
there.
what the hell just happened? Did you like?
So
Wait,
he
So
just
you possessed him now, right?
yeah, I possessed him. I've got one possession, and what just happened right there is I blocked my ability and broke my sword.
Well,
Why is
are
your
you split?
why is your screen split?
Oh, they've got a co-op thing, and for some reason it kept popping up with like co-op
Oh,
on this, but like
Like-
nobody was there playing the co-op because
Go-op on
it's
the
like
10-minute demo.
yeah, it's
What the
it's like
fuck?
it's like that other one. Like it has like
What are we trying to do?
it has like local co-op, but like the
Oh.
way you do the co-op is you summon with a spell, and I just kept accidentally hitting the fucking button to summon it. So I essentially just had like an empty husk of a punching dummy to.
Oh, so you basically had a taunt, kind of.
yeah, it's just a skill.
So it's just it's a very fun game. I enjoyed it. He just like right there, he just booted me the fuck out of my usurper, and he kills me right here because I guess getting up you don't have iframes. But it's a fun time, man. Like I actually thoroughly enjoyed playing it. The kind of randomized nature. I don't know if it's got a fully randomized map, but I do know that it has randomized like loot locations. You can get certain points where you get chests and shit. And one thing I found out in this game, I've not run into it in the several times that I played it prior. There are trap chests. So like I got killed by one of the chests because I opened it and it
Are
exploded
they
on me.
trapped or like mimics?
They're trapped. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
an
yeah.
explosion. Like you open it up and it goes boo 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 boo, and it's got like an AOE effect. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? And it blew up.
Interesting to see these two roguelikes come out near the same time, both being
Near the
like
same
really
time,
similar.
It being
Because I've
like
never
pretty much
seen a
the exact
roguelike
same,
like
yeah.
this. You
It's
know?
it's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
Both of these games are kind of like what I wish Mortal Shell would have been premise
Yeah,
wise. I understand
and-
that they wanted Mortal Shell, like they wanted each shell to be more like specific, and it going the way Mortal Shell did, you can get more nuanced with each
Yeah.
shell in general. But man, it would have been cool to have something like this where like each enemy that you encounter, you could like take
That was
over.
one thing that I said while we were playing it. Was like this reminds me very heavily of Mortal Shell. If Mortal Shell did what people wanted it to do, because like that was one
Yeah.
thing that I was looking forward to Mortal Shell before they fucking went, Epic exclusive like a bunch of fucking bitches.
We know.
But you know, that was kind of what I was expecting Mortal Shell to be too. From what everything that they had kind of put out there was, I was like, oh shit, you're gonna be able to like fucking take over shit. And
Yeah.
and that to me sounded like more fun than what Mortal Shell gave you
Don't
when
get
it
me
first
wrong, Mortal
released.
Shell was a very polished experience, and I don't think the polish would have been there if they would have went that route.
Mm-hmm.
It did streamline the game a bit though.
So the thing with this as well, like you're seeing on the screen right now, there's two different options when you enter into the portal. There's one where you can actually like put usurper points into your character to upgrade like magic. You can upgrade damage, your health pool, your mana pool, everything like that. So it's got a portion of it where it's like a roguelike where yes, you died, but you still have somewhat of a progression system moving
That's
further
neat.
into it.
That's good.
It's just like I said, the problem is like the 10-minute demo gave me zero fucking time to do anything with it.
Yeah.
We'll get
You know?
good, Enigma. Jeez.
Apparently, man, like apparently you just got to be a fucking awesome fucking Soulsborne
Did you
player.
just throw yourself down a
this is great.
fucking
Yeah,
hole?
yeah. We don't talk about it. We do not.
Oh.
You
we don't
killed the
fucking talk
guy,
about
and then
this.
you
So
fucking
there
followed
are
him to
traps.
the hole.
So there
Yeah.
are traps in the game. There's like a hole in the game, or like a little trap door in the game that you can push people in. There's like spikes that are on walls and shit.
Now
that
I
you can
see
push
why you
people
didn't have
into.
much time playing the demo.
It's so funny to watch that clip. And anybody that's listening to the podcast on Spotify or YouTube, basically what we saw was this trap door opened up. The enemy that Enigma was fighting fell in, and then like
No, I pushed the enemy. in.
okay, whatever. He pushed him in, so
I
the
pushed
enemy
the
fell
enemy in,
down the hole,
and then
the
Give him
character
credit.
he pushed him in, and
then I pushed again and fell
but
into the hole.
the thing about it was the amount of time that like the character, it was like
Well,
slow mo going like
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The problem with that one was like when you kill enemies like that, it does go slow mo. So when it killed like that, I accidentally hit that fucking thing again because I was like, why isn't he fucking moving in? And it registered that again as a movement after the slow motion.
That's funny.
great.
So I went right fucking face first into that trap, man.
I
It's-
know
it's-
Enigma the entire time was like, this fucking
I
stupid.
was
fucking dumb."
livid on that one, dude. I like after the whole thing, I went silent. And I was just like, chat, we're not gonna talk about this. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I do wish games used more of like the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
I do too, man.
kind of thing. I think
I
that is
actually really enjoyed the Nemesis system in
Yeah.
Shadow
Too
of
bad
War.
they can't because they fucking copyrighted it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I enjoyed the Nemesis system in Shadow of War. I think that more games need to come out with stuff like that, where like not necessarily like this, where you can like take over the enemies that you fucking kill. Which, granted, this is fun. I enjoy it, but I would also like to see like a almost like a fucking necromancer.
like the
thing, where
political-
you're just
the-
lifting shit and you're taking over shit. I think that'd be really fun.
when I even just happened, like
Yeah.
the political aspect of like what the Nemesis system incorporated with them being able to say like, I am taking this person over, and then I am going to basically wreak havoc on your troops and morale system because I am sending you to do missions, and I'm like, honest to God, if you like right now, you could get that game for super cheap. You need to go, like, if you've not played it, you should go play Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
It's
It's
a
a
good
fucking
time,
great game.
It's on my backlog. I
It's
have the
even
intentions of
better.
giving it a go.
It's even better now that they've completely removed the bullshit.
Yeah, the pay to win crap.
Pay to win bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the single player, you can go in and buy shit off of their in-game
It's-
shop,
it's
which is
such a good
ridiculous. And
game.
why
All
they
that
even
up.
released that?
Yeah, it really is a good game. And that Nemesis system, that's the only system I've ever
It's so
seen.
fun, man.
I've ever seen our game. Like I said, it's copyrighted, but like it does it so well. It's a
The
phenomenal.
copyright
thing.
only happened like last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I know.
which means
Wild.
they're probably making another game. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that wraps up all the games, guys, and we have 10 minutes to go through fucking news. Good thing
Oh,
is,
yeah.
good thing is that we don't. There's not a whole lot of it.
Yeah,
But
we can spit
Nah.
Yeah,
fire
it was
through
a
this shit.
pretty dry
yeah.
couple
But
weeks.
before we jump into that, what I do want to say is, guys, I hope you really do enjoy this new aspect of the pre-patch podcast and what we're able to bring. The amount of effort, time, and things like that it's taken to get to this point where we can offer the video content. I really think that it brings up a huge amount. It just elevates the show to where you guys can now see it. And I saw people in chat being like, "Yo, this," being able to comment on a video that we're watching, I think is huge.
Yeah.
So I really hope you guys enjoy that. So yeah. I know you got a question for the end. I see it. I see it. Sorry, that shows up in like I have the chat up where I can see everyone's chat, and it just literally is like chicken boy, chicken boy, chicken boy, chicken boy, chicken boy. I'm like, holy fuck, man! But then I gotta realize he's supposed to get in everyone's channel.
Just make sure you guys like.
by the way-
We are getting to the end of it, so if you guys do have questions, pop them in chat really quickly.
Get your questions
Yeah,
ready.
there you go. It's going across all of them. Yeah. All right, news. This is gonna be rapid fire, guys.
Boom, 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 boom.
We don't really have anything that's like really.
No, I mean,
Nah,
no.
not
So I'm gonna go through weakest to strongest here. Windows 11 previews coming out. They did make some pretty big changes to it. If you guys are looking at like doing any kind of massive upgrades to your Windows stuff, just wait. But also too, Windows 11 is now going to have Game Pass built into it, which is pretty interesting.
and it's gonna have the new Microsoft Store, which is supposed to
Yes,
be
which
very
is
much
not
better
the
than
Windows
Europe.
Store.
I just hope
it's-
they don't over crud everything like Windows 10.
So what?
Oh, they
what-
probably will.
What the preview is showing, they've
Probably.
actually streamlined a lot of stuff. Linus Tech Tips did a pretty deep dive into it, and I watched the rest of it and some more videos on it, and it looks like it's pretty stripped down for the most part, which is nice. The biggest thing that I
Yeah.
think that people are pissed off about is that, and I don't know if they're going to keep it in there or not, but like right now it requires that you do have internet access to activate the thing or to like get it up and running properly, which is weird. I know
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Windows 8 did that bullshit or whatever else, if I'm not mistaken. And they changed it with Windows 10. Yeah.
I'm hoping that they remove that honestly, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
xCloud gaming rolled out to all Xbox Ultimate people. So if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which that one is $50, I believe, or maybe it's $14.99 a month or $19.99 a month. I don't know, but it gives you it gives you Game Pass, it gives you Xbox Live Gold on a console, and then now it gives you xCloud Gaming, which basically means that you literally can take your phone and go play Xbox games on it. It's browser sourced. From what people I've talked to that have used it, I am actually in the process of downloading it now and getting it up and running for a trip that I'm going to be taking this week. So I'll be able to talk about it next week, or 2 weeks from now. From what people have said, it works phenomenal. Now, if you keep in mind that basically they partnered up with Facebook with this was their whole big thing about it. And allowing for like cloud-based gaming, but it's now opened up to Android, Apple devices, and browser sources to do that. So that's pretty intriguing. And considering right now Xbox Game Pass is fucking killing it with the games that they allow, it's definitely worth the money.
Well, not just
Pretty
that,
cool.
right? Like Xbox Game Pass is one of a really big portion of that, right? But the fact that nobody can get hardware for PCs,
Yeah.
having the ability to play like a current gen PC game without having to have the current, the actual hardware that can run it is a big deal.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
If they can do it correctly, if it's not, there's very little latency and everything like that. That's the biggest thing right there.
Yeah. So Phil Spencer actually was on a show and talked about this, kind of drastically. And basically that's what he said. He goes, a lot of people have given shit about cloud-based gaming, and we know what the pitfalls are of it. But he said the way to combat people that are, basically, sniping these parts and whatever else is to make it so they don't have to have them. You know what I mean? So like
Which granted, that's actually from everything that I'm hearing is on the decline. So
Right.
looking forward to that.
But yeah, so
The sniping.
yeah.
Yeah, well, China and a bunch of other countries are starting to like do crackdowns on Bitcoin miners
Oh, nice.
and currency miners. They're trying to charge them extra for like energy production. They're trying to tax them on it and everything like that. So it's starting to hit the pocketbooks of all the miners. So hopefully we've already started to see it a little bit. Chinese miners are starting to try and sell off their current
Cards.
stock. Yeah. So we're starting to see some that are coming up. They're still overpriced as fuck.
hmm
In some cases, triple the price of what the actual card is supposed to be. But
Yeah, I mean the thing
hopefully
about
one day.
the thing about shadow-based or cloud-based gaming is I have tried the Gaikai, I've tried PS Now, I've tried I played Google's Stadia, which is garbage. I've played Amazon's crap or whatever else. I mean this has been on live. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The closest one that I had Nvidia's, which I think is the Shadow Play, actually did really really well. Razer's was not too bad. But like I said, people that
PlayStation Now is not bad either.
what I've heard from PlayStation Now is it's like it's not a game. It's good for single player stuff, but like multiplayer content, it's just not where it needs to be because there's still
You got that
latency
latency.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this,
I didn't have good enough internet for the Nvidia one to work well.
yeah.
The latency was not good.
But from people that I have said that I've heard that have used that got into the beta and alphas of xCloud, they said it's amazing. They said like it is the best that's out there. I mean, Microsoft's got the fucking money, so let's see if they can do it. You know what I mean?
Well, not just that, but they just also acquired id Software, which is working on a huge, like supposed to be like one of the mainstream stuff for that too. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that'll affect it too.
So talking about acquirements, we're gonna go ahead and kind of talk about this. Sony buys Housemark, which Housemark is in the ones that created Returnal. What else did they do?
Right.
How they did what else?
They've got a few other like top-down bullet hell style games, but Returnal was their first like big release on like console.
Blue Point? What did they
Potentially Blue Point.
Potentially, there was a leak.
yeah.
I
So
think.
yeah, Blue Point is, if you're not familiar, they are like the best remake
Yeah, that's right.
developers
PC
around
ports,
right
right?
now. No, they're not PC ports. They're just full on remakes. They did the Shadow of the Colossus remake. They were the ones who did the Demon Souls remake. They are just a cut above what
I thought
other
you said that they did
remastered.
PC
Yeah, I thought
ports
you
as
did.
well.
Yeah, I thought PC ports was a thing. I could have sworn someone said PC ports.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So Blue Point, they are potentially acquiring them, but what they did acquire, which nobody knew about until they actually did, was Nixus Software. And they are the PC porting company.
Oh.
They acquired them. Nixus Software has done like the Tomb Raider PC ports. They did Legacy of Kain, the Hitman PC ports.
Legacy of Kain.
Yeah, man. The old
No.
school, good.
Give
But
me a
they-
remake of Legacy of Kain. Please.
Give us support to Bloodborne, please.
Eh, it's in the works. There's a PC version coming in, and I would not be surprised if Nixus Software ends up doing
Yeah,
it. The
that would be
most
sweet.
recent one that they've done was they were in charge of porting Marvel's Avengers to PC. So
At
this
least so we know
company-
how that worked, didn't we?
Nixus Software, they have ties with Crystal Dynamics and they have ties with Square Enix. A lot of people are thinking that a Square Enix purchase might be coming up on Sony's way, but that might just be wishful thinking.
I don't
people
think that the
trying
Square
to
would
connect
sell
too
to
many dots.
Sony. Yeah,
Nah, I don't think Sony has the money to buy Square. With
that's what I'm
their
saying. I don't
value
think
right
I
now.
don't think that they could legitimately purchase them. Microsoft, maybe. Sony, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean,
but
it's
it's interesting that
needed,
a
right? I mean, Sony needs to, you know, and I think I said this in our podcast discussion chat. Like, the way the world is going to go is basically these console developers or console creator platforms are just going to buy studios. I mean, that's just where it is. Like, we're no longer going to see, like, you'll have your indie devs for a little while and then they're just going to get bought, right? But these massive studios and to be 100% honest, I don't necessarily have an issue with it if, like, one of the things that Phil Spencer was pushed on was saying, hey, Bethesda is known for having a lot of jank bullshit. Are you okay? Like, are you doing the due diligence to go in there and kind of slap them around and say, hey, this shit can't launch with like this kind of crap all the time. This shit needs to be fixed. Basically saying, would Fallout 76 be Fallout 76 if Microsoft was involved prior to that happening, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't know the answer, but what I'm saying is, like,
know.
if it is a
No, I
situation,
know the answer. It'd be yes.
maybe not. I'm just saying that in a situation in a world where, like, you know, and I look at Housemark. Housemark wasn't going to go anywhere else. Like, Housemark going to Sony makes sense because they were already there.
Well, and Bethesda
and-
made sense going to
Bethesda made
Microsoft.
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Housemark is an interesting one just because I feel like that was a potential, like a Sony seeing the potential and seeing how well Returnal actually did with utilizing Sony technology and how much the player base like actually really vibed with that game.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing here is, like, what does this set up as far as like a war amongst, you know, I think Microsoft fired the first shot and I think Sony was kind of hesitant to, like, kind of start diving into this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. But Sony acquiring a real big remake company in Bluepoint, if that ends up going through, and a really big PC porting company makes me like. They've already said that God of War and a few other games are going to be coming to PC. I think this purchase was to be able to push more. I think
It
Sony
has-
is
they
going
have
to
to.
go. Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
go more PC friendly, and I think this is the right choices for Sony to be making. I think they're making very calculated purchases in these companies to push their agenda, push their relevancy.
Yeah, because I
that
mean,
kind of thing.
I would never, like, as it stands right now, I would not buy a PS5. There's no games out there that would, like, are enough games for me to buy a PS5. But I absolutely would have bought Demon Souls redone. I would have bought Ratchet and Clank. I would have bought. I mean, you can't do it anyway without the controller. But I would have bought Astro's, you know, whatever, Astrobot or Astroland or whatever the fuck that game is
Astro's
called.
Playroom.
That thing.
Yeah.
And the control tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's you're running through a PS5. It wouldn't.
No,
make
I know,
sense
I
on
know that
PC.
game wouldn't make sense. But what I'm saying is, like, those kind of things, like Demon Soul, Bloodborne, God of War, all of those games, absolutely 100% would buy on PC, right? There's a huge audience that they are missing out. So, them doing that is 100%. Like, they need to.
Yes, and I'm very excited because I love Bluepoint. They're the most exciting purchase if it ends up going through for me, because Bluepoint and Sony have worked very well in the past, and it's exciting to see what potential, because I've been a PlayStation boy my whole life. It's very exciting to see what could potentially come from remaking some more games, especially if it's like Sony exclusive IPs.
Well,
I think that's really
and
exciting.
what I will say is that Xbox, you know, especially lately, has got more variety when it comes to like the stuff that they are putting out, and like the stuff that they've purchased and whatever else. But Sony's exclusives have always, in my opinion, been better. Like, though, you know, I love Halo, don't get me wrong. I like Gears of War. They're great, but like Xbox's exclusives have always been like this same kind of style trend where Sony's are very much of like, there's just a polish that comes to Sony's games.
There is.
When there's a first party that they're just done well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're very good. So,
I think Sony's always won that exclusive war, to be honest.
oh yeah.
Sony, it makes sense too with how much, and this is a big negative to Sony, how much they like to censor what they're putting out under the Sony IP.
Yeah.
They're very picky about what they want to slap their name onto.
Yeah.
And that's both a great thing in the fact that the content that comes out 90% of the time is going to be extremely well polished and well received, but also bad in the fact that they're very much limiting the developers on what they're allowing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Tifa's boobs.
Ugh.
Oh, poor Enigma.
Okay. And last but not least, guys, before we open up the questions, is Magic Legends. You guys remember this game? You guys remember this the MMORPG,
Yeah.
action RPG, mobile game that became a real game that kind of
I think
then
I'm gonna
became,
start playing it
that
actually.
became a bit. Yeah, well, you better play it.
played it a
Hurry
little
up
bit.
and get it done because it's shutting down. It's over. It's done.
It's done.
It is.
They nixed it.
Why? Like, what happened? Did it just not like have a player base at all?
I just don't think that. Yeah, I don't
I
think that it did well. I
don't-
think that the betas probably didn't do that well, and or they, because the one thing that I laughed at with the beta is that the fucking shop was more polished than their actual fucking
Well,
game.
here's the
Well,
thing:
that's
they are
a-
refunding
Yeah.
everyone's money, so they are doing the right
Which
thing and
They
refunding
have
everyone's
to,
money.
dude. That's not doing the right thing. They are
they don't-
legally required to do so.
They could get away with it if they wanted to.
No,
could
they
find
can't because there is no content. This is a pre-alpha. They are legally required to do
they
so.
could've-
Crazy though. That's
they-
the fastest shutdown I think I've seen for a game.
They could have easily put something in there that said purchases are non-refundable. You're not going to get your money back. Bullshit. There's,
they would have
guarantee
a hard time.
I
fucking
guarantee
going against that.
you, someone tried. Someone in those
Oh, I'm
offices
I have
absolutely
no,
tried.
I have no fucking quarrel with you saying that they would try 100%, but I think they would have a hard time
But in any
pushing that
case,
to a court.
Either way, it's good. It is good that people are getting their money back.
yeah,
very
it's
much, like-
the people that played it and what I saw people playing it, and Enigma, I know you played it. Like there was some nuggets there. I think that people thought were really cool concepts, but like, here's-
I'll be completely honest. I thought that the card system was a cool system, but it was more of an annoyance in the beta than it was like a.
well,
It was more of a hindrance than it was anything. Right?
Here's
Like
the-
the card system, it seemed like it was very. They hadn't entirely polished it to a degree that it felt like fluid to use it. You know,
Yeah.
I guess is the best way that I can describe it. And the game just felt janky,
well,
like
the-
extremely janky.
The thing about it to me is that this is very much how like I think the Riot MMOs and the other Riot games are going to be under a lot of scrutiny, is because you have so much lore to play with and to do stuff with that the game pretty much writes itself, and all you have to do is basically just fill it in with being like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, action RPG, loot. Here's the abilities that you know that come from the cards and stuff like that. Have fun, right? Like you have the lore already written. You don't need to do anything special. But like, I think that, like I said, they put more shit in the store and was like, how can we get people to buy packs? How can we get people to buy this stuff? Like, I don't know, man. It whatever. Look, at least the game, like I would much rather at least the devs come out and be like, you know what, fuck it. It's not what we want. We're bringing it down and we're not continue to peddle this bullshit, you know, or whatever else. And they're
So-
refunding money.
To put it into perspective, the game had a total population, like player population, like subscribed accounts of 315,000. And it only averaged throughout its entire lifespan of a 20,000 daily player base. Only
bad, honestly.
recently,
not
it's
as
not
bad
it's
as I
not horrible.
thought,
It's 50. It had a daily player rate of about 15% of its player base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did-
Well,
where did
like
those-
I
where did
said
those
again,
numbers-
The
that's not
issue-
terrible.
where did those numbers come
No,
from?
the issue. I'm on MMOpopulation.com.
I'm just wondering how. Like, I'm not saying that's those.
So
it's-
I'm looking at the charts right now. So from 2020, like mid 2020 forward, they were averaging about 3,000 players per day. April of 2021 had a big player spike of about 32,000. And then it declined the next month down to around 10,000. And it was actually on a slow, steady increase from there. This last month had a 15,000 player average. So
Interesting.
huh. I don't know. That just seems really
that
fucking high to
probably
me.
means that there was some kind of strife inside the company. Or
Yeah.
kind of like a
Because that's
power
not the
struggle.
worst
mean,
numbers. I was
but-
expected to be way lower.
They seem high. Those numbers seem not saying that your data is
they're
wrong.
ranked
It just seems really
64th
fucking
out of
high.
127 registered MMOs on this site.
Yeah.
That just seems really high. Like for that
Does,
game.
but I don't know.
I'm also curious how they're getting those numbers because it's like
And mind you, these aren't concurrent players. This is players that logged on per day. So this isn't
Yeah.
like 15,000 players are playing at one single time. This is at the course of a
Right.
24-hour period, 15,000 players logged on.
just makes it
So
a little
basically,
harder to tell.
what I've got is that it's going to stop on October 31st. So on Halloween, it kicks off, it kills, it dies. It was done by Cryptic Studios, and they said the game will not be released, and the studio has no plans to revive the game in the future. It said that the vision for Magic Legends missed the mark, but provided no further explanation for the shutdown.
there's probably some kind of internal struggle with it.
Yeah. It said that
It's like that fuck, what was it called? The one from Daymark or whatever it was called.
I have no idea. No, Wolf.
EverQuest Next.
Oh,
Whenever
next.
whenever
That
Quest
never even
Next came
released
out,
though.
No,
that
that
yeah,
never
well,
came out.
but it was in beta. They had a
Oh.
beta client of it, and then they just out of the blue were because the beta was doing pretty well. They had that EverQuest Next, and then you can
It
go in there,
seemed
and it was
really
like it was
cool.
like a Minecrafty
Yeah.
type deal. And legitimately, one day they were just like, "Yeah, we're shutting it down. It's not fun."
Yeah, so this basically what they're saying, and I didn't know that, but I just now realizing Cryptic Studios actually is supporting Champions Online, Star Trek Online, and Neverwinter. So this was basically them just basically saying, fuck this isn't worth our time, like and killing it off. Which is sad. I think, I mean, and two things. I think one, Magic has a great basis to be able to do something really fucking cool.
The world of Magic is dope.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I still read the books. I still have the cards. I mean, I like it's a phenomenal world. But
Our dude Porkchop's been doing Magic pack openings recently. That's
Oh,
been
sweet.
it's going to be coming up on YouTube pretty soon. That
I haven't-
it's the amount of stuff in the Magic lore and universe. There's a lot of potential there, and I don't think anybody's really tapped it.
I'd like to see
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
haven't
movie.
I haven't played it in a long time, but I used to have a really dope fucking Angels and Demons deck.
I really would like for
He's
them to
working
do
on an Angels deck right now.
a legit movie. Like a legit movie done like in the MCU style. Like, please give me like a legit fucking.
That sounds
Magic-
cool. I just
Magic
don't
movie.
know.
Oh, they would kill it. They'd botch it. They'd fucking
Yeah,
murder
they
it.
would
But
botch the shit out of that.
anyway.
Like
So
they did the Warcraft movie.
I actually like the Warcraft.
I heard that movie was
I actually
not
liked
bad
it.
though.
People looked at it and it's like, well, this is a
wasn't
Warcraft.
terrible.
Be like, no shit, Sherlock. It's fucking
Well,
Warcraft.
it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great at the same time.
Wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
that's what I've heard.
I liked
For a video
Medivh.
game movie, it was above the average.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
I
best
like
video game movies.
I liked it, but World of
Resident
Warcraft
Evil.
fans are never gonna be happy. What and rightfully-
Resident Evil movies.
they're great.
So good.
100%.
Great. Only topped by Monster Hunter. That's the only other movie.
Oh
I've
no,
still
Hell
yet to
yeah.
watch the Monster
I
Hunter
haven't
movie.
watched it.
No, I have not either. I'm like, all right. Questions, guys. So we got them from Chicken Boy. Looks like that's about it. Coming out of Bill's channel. Go ahead, Chicken. Go ahead, Bill. Take it.
Are y'all excited, or what do you all think about the announcement of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut being released August? I'm excited about it. The Director's Cut's basically it's basically going to add a DLC's worth of content to the game. It's adding a whole new island, new story arcs, stuff like that. It's a good next step for the game. I think it'll tie people over until Ghost of Tsushima 2 comes out or whatever that franchise is gonna move forward to. I don't know if the ending was very like definite in that game, but I could see potential for a sequel or that company going and doing like a side like a spin-off story within that universe.
This gonna be PS5?
Yeah, I mean it's still on PS5.
Yeah.
Wait,
PS5, and
it was Ghost
then-
of Tsushima on PS5?
Yeah.
I thought it
Yes,
came out on
I-
PS4.
Do you have
Or
to buy
sorry-
the director's
sorry,
cut
sorry.
again?
Ghost of Tsushima was
That's
PS4.
It's not on PS5, right? They don't have a PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima.
How they ported it to PS5? Or is
Is
this
it-
what the port
maybe
is?
this is what's going to
That's
be
what
the
I'm
port?
saying.
Yeah,
Is
this
this
is
the
probably
is
the
this
port.
the port?
it's going to be on
PS5?
both PS4 and PS5. The director's cut is with free. It won't be a free upgrade. If
So
you
it-
own the
oh,
PS4
that's
version,
what I was wondering.
yeah, since it is technically a.
But are they doing
additive.
the Final Fantasy VII upres style with this, or is this just a
Well,
Ghost of
there won't
Tsushima?
be an upres now. You would have to buy Ghost of Tsushima director's cuts on either PS5 or get the bonus, like the deal. It's basically a DLC.
But they're not doing any kind of upresing. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like, if I buy the PS5 version, am I essentially just getting the fucking PS4 version? It's just the fucking same. There's no real difference there, right?
Oh, if you. Okay, so there will be an upres. Never mind. I was correct. So they are doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake treatment with it.
Okay.
Only the difference is Final Fantasy VII Remake's DLC is PS5 exclusive. This one will have
Right,
the
be
DLC available for
cross-bugs.
both.
I don't know. I didn't really care that much for the first
We
Ghost
know.
of Tsushima. I'm not saying that it's not justified, like the game itself, like, but I don't. It doesn't matter to me. But I don't want to see Last of Us 2. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Like, if it stops Last of Us 2 from getting a fucking remake, which we already know it's gonna be fucking redone. Already talking
Gotcha.
about it. But
I mean, I'm excited for everybody who enjoys the game, and plays it. I would like to play it. I just don't play PlayStation, and I don't own the game. So I don't know. Maybe in the future, if I ever get a PlayStation 5, I'd probably play it,
They'll port it to PC eventually.
or then I'll just do that.
really think that Sony's going to be going that route. It'll probably be a timed PlayStation console exclusive, but they're going to start porting
Yeah.
everything to
If
PC.
it goes to PC, then yeah, I'll be on board.
yes, the remake of Last of Us 2 is happening. They are making a PS5 version of a game that came out literally 4 months ago.
Yep.
I mean, it's
5 months
the
ago.
it's the play it's the Sony
I
fucking.
thought it was only the original Last of Us that was getting the remake.
No, Last of Us 2.
Are they
Last of Us is Sony's golden boy, man.
What are
are
they?
they remastering Skyrim again?
No.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. Like, it's cool that it's happening. I don't play PlayStation, so I give a shit less one way or another. But it's cool that they're releasing an entire like new DLC or whatever you want to call
So
it.
let me just make sure I get this right though, because it's one thing I could flame about. Shocker, right? But you can buy just the DLC if you already own the PS4 version. Is this correct? And I can get basically what the director's cut, or do I have to buy the whole director's cut to get this DLC? Because
That's what I was wondering.
if I gotta buy the
You can buy the DLC separate.
Okay, all right.
Additive onto the.
Good
original.
job, Sony. You kept me from flaming because I was gonna go
No,
fucking
it's-
ballistic.
It's acting as a DLC, just like the Death Stranding director's cut is acting as a DLC.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, because there are plenty of companies that would have just been like, oh, well, you got to get the director's cut, and it's got DLC that you can't get unless you buy the director's cut, which means you got to buy the whole fucking game again. That's fucking bullshit. So, but yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, cool. Yeah. When is that coming out? Does that anybody have a date for when this is supposed to be done?
I do not have a date.
No. It falls on the same day Elden Ring comes out.
Never.
Whoa, we got a date for that. August 20th.
August 20th.
August is a big month.
Yeah.
August is a big month.
Wow. What else comes out in August?
Just a
All
bunch of
those
the indie
indie
games.
Pretty much
y'all were
every
talking
one of the
about.
indie games. Yeah.
Yeah.
The indie games. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I am looking to see Halo Infinite. That's what I want to see. I need to see that game. Fuck off, man. Anyway, all right, guys. That's it.
Good night.
Episode 38 is in the fucking books. Wrap it up. Fucking ship that shit out. Make sure all
Double wrap.
yeah, bubble wrap it. We're delicate, man.
Double bubble wrap it like you about to dig into a bowl of Hoyos.
We
Oreos.
are a delicate little dainty show, man. You can't be throwing us and tossing us around like your little like 4-foot waifu. All right, you got to take care of us. You got to nurture us. You know, put us out in the sun every once in a while. Make sure that we get our bootios and all that kind of crap.
Bran flakes.
Bran flakes, yep. But anyway, chat. Thank you guys
Chicken boy.
all for being here. For everybody that was in the channels live chatting with us, thank you guys so much. This is why we do it, and we hope you truly enjoy it. If you are listening out there in the internet worlds, I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed the show. Again, make sure to check out exclamation mark podcast in all of the channels. That will get you the link to our Spotify as well as our YouTube info, and you can go out there and follow it there. Please hit the follow button, like, subscribe, and all of that good shit. And always, chat, until next time in 2 weeks, we'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Installation